Session 0. Oh my gosh.
We made it.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Maya.
Okay, let's do this. I know that I'm really excited. Are you not? Look at this.
I'm. Oh my goodness.
You guys see this? It's backwards, but it says Ironsworn Starforged.
Incredible.
I'm sure I could flip my camera and you guys could see it, but that's how I'm a typical nerd, type A type personality. I got so much. Okay.
I've just been consuming a lot of sci-fi media in any which way.
Okay. So where's your binder at?
I don't have a physical one.
Okay.
It's all in here. So you've got me there. You got me beat there.
There you go. I also have okay, the next thing I'll show off is I printed out all the move cards. That's not all of them.
Definitely not all of them.
That's just some of them. The other ones are right here. I have them just sitting on my desk. Oy, that's the rest. Okay.
Just send them flying.
In this game, we realize that there is a move for literally anything. You need to go to the bathroom? There's a bathroom move.
And in some cases, there's a move for moves.
Yeah. You need a move for a move? There's a move for that. Okay, but let's get started. Are you ready?
So ready.
Okay, so we're going to be playing Ironsworn Starforged. We are brand new, okay? We played 3 sessions with a gracious Nick from the Starforged Discord server. He just offered randomly, and I said, yeah, of course, run us through it. So we played some sessions with him. I think we're really loving the system so far. What are you thinking? Like after the 3 sessions that we played?
After the 3, it's just it's like back in the day when you would get or even now, I guess, when you get a demo for a game that you really enjoy, or like the pilot episode of a TV series that you're like, oh, I need more of it. Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I got after each session was like, oh, I need more of this, and I love the mechanics, I love the world building, and to have our own big expansive thing to start from scratch has just been an itch to scratch.
And our own thing to start from scratch is an itch to scratch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I said.
I know what I said, and I stick to it. If we were going to explain, we're new to it, but how would we explain this game to other people? What would we say?
I would say it's a narrative-heavy TTRPG.
Okay. Yep.
That really encourages and also requests some really creative players to come to the table, because I think a lot of the game's mechanics are amplified when you make creative choices or bold choices, and especially when they're driven by character relationships. I think that's also a huge part of this game. Whether it's player to player or player to NPC, character relationships are huge.
I think it's huge for us. Like, we're really big on that, like us as players. At this point, I think we know that. But I would say that it's also, if we're getting more prescriptive, it's a game that highlights solo play and co-op play more than anything. I think the bones are built for that.
Yes.
And
there's no one GM. You are your own GM.
Exactly. And so it kind of like forces you to be very collaborative, add to the world. And I think we already kind of do that ourselves. Like how many systems have you tried? And then I'll say my number after.
I actually sat and I wrote it down. I think it's like 22. So
okay.
I actually tried. It's smaller than the amount of games I've bought books for and never gotten a chance to play, but things that I've actually played, it's in the 20s.
Okay. I've played 44. So listen. Listen, we know our way around games. Like, we're new to this system, but it has I feel like it has roots in like Forged in the Dark, PBTA, which we are very familiar with. So I don't think we're going to struggle to wrap our head around.
No, the fundamentals are very similar to, like you said, PBTA, Blades in the Dark.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. If anything, it's just a different flavor and in space.
Different flavor in space. And there are lots of space RPGs though. Like we could have played, like there is a plethora of space RPGs that we could have played. And I think this one, for me in particular, I didn't want something like Morkborg in space. I didn't want something that deadly. I wanted something that was narrative focused, and narrative forward, kind of forces you to be creative. I like the moves aspect. There are a lot of moves. I believe there was like 50 moves, which can be intimidating.
56.
56? Okay, he added up. You're like, excuse me.
Actually.
But really, we found that there are these core kind of like 10 to 12 that you use. And then there's you don't really have to worry about the other moves too much. I think you'll survive if you had, like, if you only had to pick like 10, I think you could survive like a full campaign.
Yeah, they get incredibly specific.
Yes, exactly. And there's a lot of general ones that just work for like I said, a general amount of things. So.
Yeah. Think of it like your wizard spell book. You're going to go to like your 8 to 10 ones you know by heart, and the other ones are just for if X, then Y.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. I think the book says something about that. If you're co-oping with someone, you guys each take a section of like world building. Oh, there we go. Mine's on the table.
Yeah, I you showed things. I had to show something.
Okay, you had to say, yeah. We have to prove that you like this game. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and forth on who leads each category. So this is our session 0. We're building out our world. We have the name so far, Iron Rising, and we have like, our influences and stuff like that. But we still need to build out like so much. And the book says prep is play. And we are very excited to prep this, like very excited. Lots of messages leading to this day.
Lots of messages into the wee hours of the evening being like, oh, I just thought of this.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a laminator.
Oh, so you did actually buy the laminator.
Listen, I am unstoppable now. Okay? I am complete. You guys can't stop me. Oh my gosh.
You heard it here, folks.
My whole house is going to be laminated by the end of this campaign.
See your dog laminated.
Yeah, we're going to be sliding all over the apartment. But yeah, so we're going to go back and forth. I believe I'm starting on the truths.
Yes, you are starting on the truths, and then it passes to me for the next step, which is character creation.
Yep.
I volley it back to you for creating a sector. And then you volleyball spike it back at me for starting the adventure. Okay,
sounds good.
Yep.
Let's do like a truth 0, okay?
Truth 0.
Because there's 14 truths, I believe. It's like the first step when you're creating this entire world. But truth 0, everything is going to flow from this. So my idea is that and I told you this before, but there is like a color caste system because I'm heavily influenced by, like, one of the touchstones is the Red Rising novels, where there is like, I don't know how many, but there's like 14 to 16 like color coded systems. And I was telling you,
they establish the hierarchy. Yeah.
Yes, it's all a hierarchy, and gold is at the top. And so very heavily inspired by that. And so I guess that's the first thing I want to talk to you. I know that Red Rising novels is one of the touchstones. Andor is another.
Yes.
The Expanse.
The Expanse was another one I mentioned. Then we were looking at obviously things like Firefly are in there too. Yes.
A couple more. Detroit Become Human. Have you heard of that video game?
Oh yeah. Broke me emotionally.
I know. So good. Because I think my idea is that we have maybe like 6 or 7 colors. I didn't want to, because we have to like memorize it all, and like 14 is a lot.
That's a lot of. I mean, I know my colors. I know my colors.
I know my colors. Red, orange, yellow, and then the others. I know my colors. So my idea was that the lowest color, which is red, I was wondering, what do you think of those being AI?
Oh, I do like that.
That's why
I was going to ask you about, like, I know that's one of the truths is like robotics and AI, and I think
yeah, exactly.
I enjoy stories more when there is an AI presence of some sort, whether, like you said, it's like just working class or like surf bots, or if it's like full on assistance to full on, Skynet nonsense.
Exactly. So that's why I was inspired by Detroit Become Human, because the themes of, are you a real human? Should AI be treated as humans? Do they deserve the same rights as actual humans? That type of thing. And I think it will hit even harder if they're AI, because people will literally just treat them like things and property.
Mm-hmm.
So literally like Detroit Become Human type themes. So that's why that's another, I think that's more of like a B-plot type thing, maybe. I guess we'll see where the story leads, but
yeah, it could be an underlying thing it's an established truth in the world. There are AI entities that work in this world, and one of them is red, that works as the labor class.
Yes. Okay. So that's what I wanted to go over first before we got into the truths. Do you have any other touchstones? Because I like how Liminal Horror does it. They establish touchstones when you're building out your adventure and stuff.
Oh yeah, I had a couple here. Obviously going into, because and that we mentioned Andor, but then obviously like the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, like that sort of like dangerous space frontier stuff, I think is a fun touchstone to have, where exploration is just as scary as the action and the politics and the things like that. Obviously, going into anime, I go into things like Cowboy Bebop is in there, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure if you've heard of Psycho-Pass.
I haven't.
Psycho-Pass is like a futuristic world, and it follows an AI that predicts crimes before they happen, and the people have to go into people's minds to prevent them from having the thoughts of crime. And I was like, that could be a very wild thing. It was just like where like AI and law enforcement collide, and like I thought that was an interesting aspect.
Yeah. Okay. There's also Blade Runner 2049.
Yep, Blade Runner's in there.
Lots of.
Yep, I was gonna say the Mass Effect trilogy is a huge inspiration and touchstone for this.
Exactly.
Between the two of us being like, oh, loved that. We loved the second one. The third one we have feelings about.
We won't listen. It's okay.
Oh, and obviously BioShock. There's a little bit of that in there as well, like the dangers of unchecked morality and science and technology. That old song and dance.
There's also Children of Men, which is like gritty world building, like hope in dystopia, protecting what's left of humanity type themes as well.
And how could we forget Dune?
Oh no, that's also on my list. Dune and Dune 2 specifically. I love Dune.
Specifically Dune 2.
I love Dune 2. Wish it was 4 hours. But I love the aesthetics. I think Denis Villeneuve just those aesthetics specifically are really good touchstones to have. If you just think of like whoever the cinematographer is for in Blade Runner 2049 as well, just look at the shots. If you just watch the movie muted and you just look at the cool shots, that's inspiring enough.
You can just stare at that for so long.
I know. There's also Judas and the Black Messiah is a really good film as well. It's about like double agents, trust and betrayal, targeted resistance. Another thing if you want to watch that one's good.
I will say one last thing that it has been inspiring me is my brother recently got me into the world of Warhammer 40K, which is all grimdark. It's mostly grimdark, so a lot of it's a little too extreme, but there are some interesting facets. There's these interesting power struggles. There's a constant there's a strange technological religion that I thought is interesting, where people believe in like a machine god, and they become more machine to feel closer to their god. And I'm like, that's fascinating. And
it's more cyberpunk, right? It's more cyber.
That one is a little bit, but it definitely. And there's interesting stories about traveling in space is dangerous, or something we also talked about. Deep space travel is dangerous. How does light speed work? And that can always be a danger in itself. And
yes,
and especially with this game where with expeditions and exploration, that's such a huge part of it.
It really is. It really is. So I agree with you there. And then the other thing I want to talk about is like the core focus of this campaign in terms of like the setting.
Yes.
It's distant, post collapse, but grounded. Does that make sense? That's what I was thinking for the setting.
Yeah, you mean like a big catastrophic event just happened not too long ago, and it's in the process of rebuilding itself.
Or it's like the reason why there is this color-coded caste system, and we'll get into it when we officially get into the truths, but the color-coded caste system was created because of this collapse. You know, people create things out of fear. This will never happen again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, reestablish law and order sort of situation.
Exactly. So, and I was thinking, and then you can add on to this, of course, that conflict is systemic and internal for the most part. Like, I don't know if there's like these huge wars between different planets. I'm thinking that the system needs to be taken down from the inside, is what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot. I like the idea of going with more of that political intrigue, and not that there wouldn't be skirmishes or shootouts or acts of violence here and there, but I don't think there's a galaxy-wide conquest or anything happening right now. I think, like you said, if this major society is recovering, I think the rest of the surrounding worlds are also in a state of recovery.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe a little bit of isolation, just trying to build themselves back up.
Exactly. And you know what? This is just arc 1. This is just season 1. Yep. There could be a war.
There could be.
There could be a war.
There could be 2.
There could be 3 wars. There could be a cold war and a hot war. The campaign is about resistance and the moral cost of change. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Victory, but at what cost?
Exactly. I love those type of, and I think because we are the co-authors of this story, I think we're going to do that a lot just because it's like an interesting thing to do, or we're going to offer each other like hard choices.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things to do in games. Is like, I'm going to give you a hard choice here.
A rock and a hard place is the working title of this campaign.
Yep, and you're emotionally attached to both.
I know. It's so hard. I love doing that. I love offering those. But yes, so I think about it, but that wouldn't work. An NPC ally could be AI. Just throwing that idea out there.
I mean, when we get to the assets, that could be something we could look at.
Okay, yeah, we'll look into it.
Yeah.
So in terms of the colors, this is what I was thinking. Count these out for me. Red, gray, violet, blue, bronze, sable, and gold.
That is 7.
Okay, so there's 7. So
7's a good number.
Okay, yes. 7's like a good manageable number. We can kind of remember.
It can even be called the Law of 7.
The Law of 7? Ooh.
Yeah.
It could. So red is bottom rung of the society. They're built for labor that no one else will touch. They repair the decaying infrastructure. They crawl through the toxic waste pits. They keep failing reactors alive. So all that type of dangerous stuff. They can probably go out into deep space and be fine because their bodies aren't going to explode or whatever happens in space. We probably should look up space terms.
That's what the AI is for.
Exactly. Okay. And then I wrote down 4. Okay, everything I tell you, please add on to it. These are just my notes that I wrote down before we got started in our session 0.
Of course.
Okay. My idea is that they're Tell, because in Detroit Become Human, all AI had like the little circle on their the forehead.
The node, yeah.
I was thinking that they have like this kind of pale light blue barcode that's etched into the side of their neck.
Yeah, something very visible that is difficult to hide. Because they can look almost, like you said, they're all Detroit Become Human. They're almost human, but they have that one mark that very similar to like the AI in the Alien series, where they look very, very human until they're damaged, or there's like a specific part of them that's metal or something like that.
Exactly. They look like Terminator. Well, wait. What's the one that
T2?
turns into metal?
T2, yeah, the one from Terminator 2.
Yeah. Those are scary. He was scary.
Yeah.
Great movie. And then we have Gray. Gray is the enforcers, the jailers, security, poorly paid, but people fear them. Like they're violent. Their bodies are made to like be strong, and they're buff, and they're
the guards, the shock troops, whatever they need. Yeah.
They're not as stupid and bumbly as stormtroopers.
No. When I said shock troops, I mean like they're there to instill fear and strength.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
There.
But at the same time, they're just one rung above red, so they're still oppressed. Like I think everybody in their own color, if you're not gold, then you're oppressed in some way. Always looked down upon. Like grays look down on reds because they're right above them. You know, like when you're in high school and you're finally a senior, and then you can like spit on the freshman.
I mean, I never did that. I was even when I was a senior.
Yeah.
But I understand.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It happens, is what I mean. Kids, as soon as you give kids a little title, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we have Violet. Violet is the artists, the performers, the designers. They make oppression look like elegance.
The propagandists.
Yeah, their cage is velvet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the violet color. And then we have blue. Blue is the pilots, the navigators, analysts, smarties, the nerds.
The techies.
Tech. Yeah. So I feel like if we're ever going to like role play them, they're very precise, technical.
No nonsense.
Yeah, they don't really have, not that they are like psychopaths or anything, like they can't feel empathy and emotion, but they are very like to the point.
They're calculating, yeah.
Yeah, they don't do small talk.
Nope.
You know
small
what I mean?
Talk is a waste of time.
Yes, it's a waste of time, exactly. So that's
blue. I don't need to know how your day is. Please tell me the report.
I don't even know if they would say that. I think they would just like wait for the person to stop talking and then get right back to the point. And then we have bronze. Those are the bureaucrats, archivists, auditors. They're the IRS. Nobody likes them, but somebody's got to do it. Yeah, somebody's got to crunch the numbers.
The tax collectors.
Exactly. When bronze comes around, it's not going to be a good day. Nope. But they maintain like the system's laws and secrets and things like that. And I have I'll send these notes to you too.
Perfect. I'm typing little bits, but obviously whatever you have is probably much more thorough.
No. Type it in, do whatever you got to do to help memorize. And then we have Sable. It was going to be black, but I think Sable sounds cooler.
Sable does sound cooler.
Right? These are the assassins, spies, covert ops type people. So, yeah. The
ones you don't want to run into.
You don't. And if you do run into them, it's already too late.
Yeah.
That type. I wrote down, if you've heard of a Sable, they've already heard of you.
Yep.
Right? So they're used as tools for fear as well, like the Greys.
But they're
which is interesting because they're similar in color.
They are similar in color, and there's that whole morality thing too there.
Yeah.
Where a Sable sees things black and white, a Gray is morally gray because, they appear as law enforcement, but they also have their own sense of oppression and ambition. Exactly. And, yeah.
Exactly.
It's almost like you put that on purpose.
Hey, I don't know. It's almost like you're intentional. And then last but not least, we have gold, which is at the top. They are the crowned. They are the leaders, commanders, empire builders. They are the 1%. Yeah. They are taught to lead and command, and the rest of society is expected to obey. So it's that type of oppression. No one was meant to have this type of power, and I think that would be interesting to play through. Just like humans aren't supposed to be this powerful from like what the golds have, and I think it's like a thing that they teach children, like all the gold children.
But you are born to rule.
Yeah, exactly. It's taught in the schools. So are golds evil, or is it just like a indoctrination?
Nature versus nurture. Yeah.
Yeah, or is it like a indoctrination type thing? Indoctrination.
Are they inherently jerks, or are they raised that way?
Oh, yes, exactly. And then I was like, oh my god, if they are raised that way as like children, what if they had a mantra that they taught the kids? You know how I didn't think the what's the thing we had to say in school? The Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah, Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah.
I didn't think it was weird to like talk to like Europeans. They're like, do you guys really do that? And I was like, oh, is that weird? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's so patriotic, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
they're like, actually, it's cringe.
Yeah, they're like, that doesn't look good on you guys. I was like, I stopped doing it in high school though.
Yeah,
when I learned that you didn't have to, and I was like,
mm-hmm.
oh, they don't tell you that you don't have to do this. So I stopped doing it. But I thought it would be cool, a little bit uncanny, if they had a mantra.
They'd have a weird traditionalist mantra.
Yeah. And so this is my idea. So when the golds swear their vows, it's not on iron per se, like the game's namesake, but it's like a pledge, and it's like a ritual. So one person says, strength is duty. And then the other person says, duty is order. And then at the same time, they say order is gold. And they teach that to children from from when the kids can talk.
Oh my god, yeah. I like that.
So I would love to have a flashback or an opening scene where maybe it's like our characters as children or something, where we see that happening in the class. There's like the teacher is walking back and forth. It's like a bunch of 8-year-olds, and they're practicing it.
Strength is duty, duty is order, order is gold.
What do you think?
I like that. It makes me think of like those dystopian or like those crazy societies that do stuff like that. And then again, I mentioned 40K. Like the thing is like there's like only in death does duty end. It was like it was a mantra they all had, and I was like,
yeah,
that's wild.
It is wild.
But in a sense, it's also kind of cool and kind of really sets a tone for the world around it.
Yeah, so it does.
So I am all for it, especially if it's like not just like one person doing it by themselves, but is like a contract almost.
It is. It's a verbal contract, and I think it's something that they say kind of like at dinner parties, at galas, before you swear your vow, teaching it to children. I think it's a very common thing. It's like
any big ceremony, like anything.
Yeah, exactly. Graduations, promotion, stuff like that. It's very like propaganda. It's very much giving like North Korea styles of propaganda that's going on with the golds. Now that I think about it, which is crazy. But yeah, so the system is designed to divide. But there is a thing in like shared disillusionment if like all the lower colors kind of band together, which is hard because like after so many years of being told you're in this color, don't really talk to the other ones or fear these ones, it could be
there's no ascending.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't go from sable to gold.
You can't go from gray to violet. You can't.
Yeah. So are we thinking that people are born these colors then? Like the system's been around for hundreds of years, so they're born that?
I think by this point they are. I think maybe it wasn't like that at first. But since I think certain families were put into specific sectors, specific colors, then they and were isolated in that way where like you're only really interacting with each other. Maybe only at big ceremonies or things like things of grandeur will they all be together, but more like I would say like 75% of their life they are just with their color. So of course then those families would expand just naturally. Okay. So I think when if we're going to go with Law of the Seven, I think when it was introduced, they just decided who went where based on whatever. And that could be something we can figure out. But then after now, it's all in your blood.
Okay. So the other thing is like the campaign premise. Do we want to figure this out now or after the truths?
How about we figure the truths out? Because I think once we have the truths, I think we can have there's a little more meat and potatoes to play with and pull from.
Well, I know that because I presented that idea to you because there is a few routes that we could go because I like the story of rebellion and the little guy winning and
who
stuff
doesn't?
like that. But I also proposed the idea, what if we were golds who were disillusioned? Because I think it could be a really cool story of starting from the top and then slowly your way of living, everything that you thought to be true, what you're trained to be true, starts to slowly crack a little bit. And I like that story as well. So I'm thinking of Zuko from Avatar. I'm sure there's a couple characters in Game of Thrones went through something.
Oh, there's plenty. Yeah.
There's Vi from Arcane, who started off down below, but then actually she like changes and starts to fight to rebuild. She becomes an enforcer, and it's one thing that she like said she would never do. So there's lots of stories.
Arcane's also on the list of Touchstones.
It is. It is. It very much is. Love Arcane. But the thing is, if we are gold, I don't want to have the I don't want to be cartoonishly evil. Like we're not like twirling our mustache.
I think golds aren't inherently evil. I think golds just expect a certain way of life, and it could be a thing where we could be golds who think that they're doing right by the world, that they're doing good things, and then as they are maybe doing surface level good things, they discover, oh, this actually is not the way we've been told. Like perhaps something happens or something we experience is like, oh, I didn't know this worked like this.
Yeah. Okay, so let's officially get into the truths. I have some other notes about like the hook for session 1, but we'll wait. I got ahead of myself.
That's okay. I'll reel you back in.
Okay. Oh, another thing. I think we should have custom slang.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking like every good world building thing has custom slang. Just like think about Harry Potter. Think about like Hunger Games. Like there's like really good books that have good world building.
Fantasy books and games, all that.
Exactly.
They all have those different terms that they throw at each other. Well, so even just like the mantra here is a thing, and like that could be expanded. Like there's different phrases and stuff.
Exactly, and I think it just makes the world feel more real. And it's probably not a thing. Well, because when you're reading fantasy, it doesn't explain what these phrases mean. You just get it through context. By chapter 10, you're like, okay, I know what that means now. Yeah, so it's probably a thing we could do too. People can probably hear our inflections in our voice and be like, that is not good.
You don't want to be called.
You don't want to be called a mudblood. Like something like that. I wrote down a few that I think were interesting. We'll get to it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So let's do the truth. So I wrote down some stuff. There are a few that need to be custom because it doesn't really fit with like the gold themes and like the color cast system. So we're going to start with what's the Exodus? We have the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm is number 1.
Yes.
So this is like the I don't have the book on me. Do you have the book open? I'm sorry.
I mean, yes, I do. Just a moment. I can go ahead and go right to it. Have it saved.
The Cataclysm is like what started this all, right?
Yes, it's what is the first incident that happens.
I have like the paperwork here, not the book. There's one that says we escaped the ravages of a catastrophic war. So that's the one that's coming to my mind first.
Yeah, between the 3 major things that are offered here in the book, and based on some of the early ideas we already have, that one makes the most sense. Because like you said, it's a society rebuilding itself.
Yeah, I think... Okay.
I like that.
And then it says, over millennia, we consume resources and shattered lives as we fueled the engines of industry, expansion, and war. In the end, a powerful foe took advantage of our rivalries in a violent bid for power. Fleeing the devastation, we assembled our fleets and traveled to the Forge, a new home, a fresh start. In this final war, we were set upon by...
And then we have our wonderful selections we can choose from.
Should we choose from them, or should we roll a D100?
Ooh. I mean, they're all really good, so why don't we just roll a D100?
Okay. Do you have a D100 on you?
I have
two D10s. If that's, I don't know if that's the same thing.
It is. I mean, I also have 2 D10s.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. 51.
Genetically engineered soldiers. Genetically engineered.
Ooh.
Huh. Genetically engineered?
Yep. Well, again, that goes with, unchecked power and science.
Okay, I know you rolled 51.
That's fine. I mean, if you're not vibing with it, that's fine too.
No, but I think they could all work if we tweak it. But I'm looking at the first one again, artificial intelligence. What if what if AI was trying to take over and now they're red? They're like the lowest of the low. That's their punishment.
Yes.
A possibility.
No, I like that, because then we could still use genetically engineered soldiers, because they started messing with us and could have essentially taken over the military by just injecting what would have been protection for soldiers, or an enhancement, but then is actually taking over them. And it became, brother versus brother, and there was a huge civil war in which people had to be put down because they were infected with the AI, and then they finally cut the AI off. And now, punishment. The AI is still a necessary evil because it powers so much stuff, but it's kept in check by being only red class.
Red class. That's what I think. I like that a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more nuanced.
And that way we also can still satisfy the role.
Exactly. We must satisfy the role. Is that how that works?
Well, you have to honor the dice rolls, or they're going to be cruel to you later.
Okay,
insert any of my myriad superstitions about dice rolls.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a mix of 2. The first one and the third one. Okay. That works for me. And then we have, after the cataclysm, we have the Exodus. And I wanted to explain the origin of the caste system a little bit more. So that's why I changed a few of the truths, because the options didn't really make sense. So
works for me.
So we have the Exodus. That's page 86. So I have 3 options, and you can tell me what you think.
Okay.
We have number 1. The Exodus was a social experiment, and we were the lab rats. So it was not like a desperate flight, but maybe a meticulously planned colonization orchestrated by the first Golds. They believe humanity's only path to survival was to re-engineer society itself. So that's the first option.
Okay.
2, the Exodus fleet fractured, and the caste system was a desperate measure to survive. So the journey to the Forge was chaotic. It was a devastating event, a mutiny, it was a plague or navigational catastrophe. It shattered the fleet. One faction, led by what we now know to be Golds, seized control of the core vessels. They imposed martial law and sorted the survivors by skill and loyalty. So creating the first colors is a brutal but effective means of rationing resources and enforcing order.
Yeah.
So they claim that their actions save humanity. So that's why the caste system was started.
Yeah.
So that's
the
one
law
option.
of the 7 saved humanity.
Exactly. So that is the second option. 3, for the Exodus, we fled not a cataclysm but a philosophical war, and the caste system is our ideology made manifest. So maybe the old world was torn apart by 2 ideals that finally came to a head. Radical individualism versus absolute collectivism. And so we were on the losing side. So maybe there were people who were like supremely about individualism,
whereas the other was about the collective.
Yeah. So that's the 3. I wrote them down just to have some variety, but I'm like, I'm leaning towards the second.
The second one speaks to me the most, just because what would be fascinating to explore is actual like documentation of the event and the forging of the Law of Seven, and it could be something we could explore, being like, oh, did the Golds actually make this, or was this something agreed upon? Was there someone left out on purpose? Was there, classic chicanery and political backstabbing that happened?
Of course.
But everything that was taught was, oh, so and so of the first Gold family did it all by himself. They did it.
Yeah.
They say every day with the founding families or whatever we want to call them, and
started
restored
the
order.
Law of the Seven.
Yeah.
I like that because someone said history is told by the victors or something, or by the oppressors.
Some philosopher or writer said that. Yep. Or history is written by the winners. No.
Something like that.
Yeah, something terrible.
It could be an interesting, like, again, it doesn't have to be this season, but it could be an interesting plot point of like going to the real history and realizing that someone was left out, and if they were given a voice, history would have been changed for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, perhaps there were people that spoke out against this rule of the 7. Perhaps there was an easier solution or something that could have spared this. Yeah, that'd be cool. Now I'm going too far.
No, but yes, there's a thing in the Red Rising novels now where there's someone who is like the Vox Populi, and this person had so much support, and if you have the support of the people, then you can, like, you have the vote in a sense. So it's interesting to be like, hey, maybe this person who was like the Vox Populi was killed, accidentally fell off a bridge, something like that.
Yeah, was struck down,
poisoned.
Yeah.
So
big air quotes, died heroically.
Mm-hmm. But is not in the, he's like in one line in the history books.
Mm-hmm.
It's very vague too. Okay, so we want to go with option number 2 then?
Let's go with 2.
What are you thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going with number 2, which is the Exodus fleet fractured and the caste system was a desperate measure to survive. Okay. What's after the Exodus? We got communities.
Communities, yes.
Another 3 options. So I wanted to create stuff that looks through the lens of the caste system again. We have number 1. Every settlement is a perfect pyramid with a gold apex and the red foundation. So communities are built to reflect the hierarchy. Golds reside in spires or command decks, enjoying the best resources, of course, and views. And then below them, we have the other colors that live in strictly like segregated districts. Their architecture, quality of life, like declining with the status.
Mm-hmm.
Reds are almost subsurface or in the deepest, most like hazardous sections. Like,
yeah. Well, because a lot of people are just like, well, they're just AI.
They don't need to see the sun.
Yeah.
Basically. And it's very in line with the books. Like, Reds basically lived underground, and then when they finally saw the sun or the real sky, they were astonished. Like they had never, like, it's crazy. These are really good books.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's option number 1. 2 is the fringe is casteless, chaotic, and a threat to the established order. So while the core worlds are rigid hierarchies, the frontiers are different. There's remote asteroids, forgotten moons, casteless settlements that have taken root as well. And these are like cobbled together communities of like exiles, fugitives, and those who have abandoned their colors. The Golds view these places as like dangerous places. But it is a good argument to be like the Golds will probably have an argument like, see what happens when you don't follow the order.
Yeah,
you end up like this.
Yeah, deprived of all the good that life can give you. There's nothing but lawlessness and chaos.
Yeah. And then the option 3 in terms of communities, what does it say about communities? It's on page 87. Is there like an opening line?
One is few survive the journey of the forge and were scattered to the winds. The next one is dangers abound, but there's safety in numbers. Many ships and settlements are under the banner of the founding clans. And last one, we have made our mark in this galaxy, but energy storms called balefires threaten to undo that progress, leaving communities isolated and vulnerable.
Wait, so it just shows okay, I just want to make sure. It doesn't show like an opening statement about what the communities do, right? It just shows the 3 options?
Correct.
Okay, so I just wanted to double check that. Okay. The third option for the custom one was the guilds have more power than the colors. On paper, the colors rule. In reality, massive cross-caste guilds hold true power.
I also like that. I mean,
the one that makes the most sense narratively is the first one, but I can see why the third one you like too.
I like all of them, so it's hard. But it's like, because 2, I like the idea that there's a reason to go out there, because it could be, we're trying to bring order to the rest of our neighboring planets and our neighboring parts of the forge, so that everyone can, thrive and survive this, this terrible time we live in. But these people just, they're pesky rebels.
How about we put the first 2 together? And the third is possible, but I think after gold has been taken down. This is what people would try to do when the whole caste system is
well, yeah, because then it becomes who's got money.
Yeah.
What's it? Game of Thrones, the Iron Bank.
Yeah. So how about putting the first 2 together? So like there is every settlement is that perfect pyramid, and then once you leave, then there are asteroids, forgotten moons, those casteless settlements out there.
On those fringe, dangerous planets, and they've somehow survived through their own belief systems, their own societies and order.
Yeah, but it's like, I hate to keep referencing North Korea, but it's like, if you leave that for the first time and you finally see like, oh my gosh, there's like other ways of living. You know what I mean? I've watched a lot of documentaries, but like once
I've seen a few of those too, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of like that. I think a lot of people are very like closeted. Is that the word? Or
closed-minded?
Not closed-minded, but you're raised a certain sheltered is it? Yeah,
sheltered.
Sheltered is the word. And so I don't know if a lot of golds like actually leave the comfort of their societies and their galas and their parties.
And if they do, there's very strict rules they have to follow. And like, I think, that they're, it's rare for them to go onto another planet. They might go on, patrols in the ships and stuff like that, but they send the other colors to go deal with these things. They're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the golds are just kind of like all about galas and looking good and making sure the laws are upheld, that everybody stays in their place.
All the bells and whistles react accordingly.
Exactly. Take down any naysayers, any rebel leaders, stuff like that. Okay. So that is communities, a mix of 1 and 2. And then we have iron.
Yes.
Iron vows are sworn upon the remnants of ships that carried our people. Iron vows are sworn upon totems crafted by the enigmatic metal we call black iron. And then the last one is Ironsworn bind their honor to iron blades. What do you think?
I like the not so much the first one. I kind of like the second one, but then I think perhaps each color has a specific type of totem or effigy or like piece of equipment that they have that they would swear by. Like, golds might have, a fancy brooch. Grays might have, studs in their gloves, like their gloves of authority. Violets might have like a beautiful like part of their outfit or something like that because they're displaying themselves and things like that.
Okay.
Sables, it's a knife. or their weapon.
So it's kind of like the third one, but it's custom to each color.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Yep. You are correct.
So they bind their honor to their color, I guess.
Yeah. The represent, like whatever we want to represent their color. Like, what is the icon of their color?
Okay. So they bind their honor to their, what is it? Is it not an icon? Is it like
their tool or their representation, their beacon?
Yeah, I see what you're trying to find. Word.
That word.
They bind their tool to their. Did you say representation?
Yeah, like their representation.
But like their totem is a good word.
Their totem, their emblem.
Yeah, emblem's a good one.
Yeah, their emblem.
Their custom color coded emblem.
Yes, that's what I think it should be.
Okay. Okay. So that's iron. And I don't think it has to be iron per se. And I know this game's called Ironsworn, but I don't think it has to be iron. Unless you think it should be iron.
For one of the colors, it might be iron.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I don't think they all need to be iron.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I know what you. Yep. Just making it for myself.
What do you swear vows upon? Why is this object meaning to you? Okay. There are some questions. Laws. So this one is another custom one, and you came up with the name The Law of the Seven, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then between the communities, we now know, the main hub of the forge is run by the Law of the Seven. Everything works as it should be, like clockwork. Very few anomalies. But then as you go further into the frontiers and the fringes of space, there's more lawlessness, and it's all about who's got wealth, who's got the best weapons, who's got the best.
Kind of like the space barons and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's where that's the story of Jango Fett and those type of stories I think happen a lot out there.
Yes.
This is more like Andor political intrigue with and when there is fighting, it's extremely dangerous, and not just physically, but this type of fighting changes people from the top down. So you do one thing and it affects millions of people. Yeah, so that's why it's dangerous in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the laws. Okay, so there is no single law, only the color code. So that's number one. The justice is stratified. Each color is subject to its own unique set of laws, privileges, and punishments, all codified by the bronzes. A crime for a red might be a privilege for a gold. A gray enforcer may legally kill a red for disobedience, but would be executed for striking a gold. That type of thing. So that's number one. Number two is the law is a performance. True power is wielded by the sables. This is interesting. Publicly, the bronzes maintain a complex and bureaucratical legal system, but full of trials and procedures. But in reality, this is all a sham, and the true order is maintained by the sables. They're kind of like the unspoken fist of the golds. So they're the ones that, because they're not handled by courts and legal and law and stuff like that.
No,
yeah. They can disappear you, they disappear
doesn't
people.
Matter what. It doesn't matter whether you're red, gray, or gold. If a sable targets you, it's all the same.
Exactly, and you already know some of the golds are probably, sadistic is one word, but they're going against each other.
Yeah.
Power and status and hierarchy. Yeah.
Each color probably has their own pecking order that they try to climb to the top of.
Right. It's like when you're middle class and you're like, well, I'm upper middle class. And you're like, okay, we're all middle class.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that. That's number two. And then Number 3 is the mantra is the only law. So there's no complex legal code. All justice is derived from the gold mantra. Strength is duty. Duty is order. Order is gold. Any action by any color is judged by a bronze auditor based on one question. Did it serve or did it disrupt? So it makes justice
Did it spark joy? Does this spark joy?
Does this spark joy? The bronze is asking that. This makes justice swift, subjective, which is not fair, and brutal. So like helping a starving red is a crime if it disrupts work quotas.
Yes.
Stuff like that. A gold executing a subordinate is not a crime if it reinforces the chain of command. So those are the 3 options. I like all of them.
Yeah, no, that's hard. I really think that 2 speaks to me only because then it's like, yes, the golds are the highest in status, but the sables, and then in some cases, I suppose the bronze, also have ways to move that power around like chess pieces.
So it's not all like the gold doesn't hold 100% of the power. I think maybe bronze, if they found ways to like work the system, you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little bit more fair in that sense. Like the golds think they have all the power, the bronze are like, we hold all the books. Yeah. So, but the number 2 is laws of performance. It's wielded by the sables. So if the sables are like, but you can't tell us what to do. First of all, you can't find us. Second of all, we'll find you before you find us. And by the time we find you, you're dead.
Yeah, but what if, and the thing is, we could even look at the sables as they're in every color. They have representatives in every color keeping order.
Oh, of course. Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
They have their own like coven or society that like, a cabal of some sort. Right. And from there, they decide what needs to be, they kind of like how the Bene Gesserit work, where like they're everywhere.
Oh.
They decide what's most profitable for the civilization. Be like, okay, this political family is running the economy into the ground. We have to get rid of them. Let's put someone else there because we have someone in that family that can manipulate them or something like that. And they're all very skilled, efficient killers. That's like, but they do it so that they can maintain the facade of everything is fine. But like they know the truth behind everything. And like I think that's what I would say.
Okay. I like it. I like where you're heading. So should we go with number 2 then? Law is a performance. Yes. There we go. Okay. Law is a performance. That is like too close to home, actually.
A little too much.
A little too close.
Art imitates life.
Yeah, I guess it does. True power is wielded by the sables. Do you think like the bronzes are like paying them?
I think the bronzes do pay them. I think because the bronzes are the auditors and they take care of I would imagine they take care of the tithes for the golds and all that good stuff. But a good portion of that goes to the sables for their resources. And then in turn, I think that's where probably the most sables live is within the bronze.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. But it's like a very secret order. They are the ghosts. They can disappear.
And it's easier for them to make people disappear because they can be like, oh, this person in the violet. Oh, you see, they ran afoul with some of with their last performance, so we had to remove them because they were no longer fitting the cause. So, they've retired from their performance tour when actually they were killed off stage. Literally killed. Yeah,
they were retired. Yeah. And that's the term in Blade Runner when you're retiring. The other one. Okay. I like it.
Touching that touchstone.
Yeah. Okay. And then I put down a quest starter. A popular red labor leader is formally acquitted of treason in a high-profile show trial. A move designed by the Golds to show their fairness.
I like that.
You learn that a sable has been dispatched to assassinate him that very night. Do you intervene or risk exposing yourself to the sables?
That's scary.
or allow the charade of justice to be followed by a quiet execution.
Mm-hmm. And then I would think that's even further. The sable doesn't want to be seen, so if the sable is spotted, there's no witnesses. So
yeah,
yeah,
a sable being spotted.
Yeah, that should never happen. So that sable made a mistake of some sort.
Newbie. He's a noob. Okay, so that is laws. Is that still the law of the 7?
I think that's an unwritten law, or not, or is like probably something that is kept
or transformed into this. Like the law of the 7 originally was probably the color code.
Mm-hmm.
The first option I said.
Yep, and I think, what if the sables aren't supposed to be part of the law of the 7? They are like a redacted part of the law of the 7.
Maybe they're a new color.
Or a new color.
Yeah, maybe there was an older color.
Yeah, there was an older color that was removed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So while they're 7, they're not part of the original 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next is religion. Our gods failed us. We left them behind. 2, our faith is diverse as our people. And then 3 dominant religious orders. The
triumvirate
battle for influence and power within the forge. I don't really mind. I don't really care about the religion one, unless do you have a strong feeling towards one?
No, not too much. I think in the world that we're building here, it's almost as if people who live in the gold society are looked upon as gods, and some of them might try to gain that sort of favor within the smaller caste systems to be like, this person, they have their own aspect, their own theme, their own, concept of stuff. And like, that could be part of the hubris of being a gold, is like, yes, you are made to lead. So the people look up to you as a leader in this society that might be close to a god.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then that decides, as a gold, do you want to be worshipped or do you want to be looked at as a leader? Because those two are very different things.
Uh-huh. So do you want this to be a custom truth then?
Yeah, I think it's a custom truth. I think I think if a gold really wanted to, they could make themselves become. I think they are at such a pedestal that it wouldn't take much for one to ascend to be like, I am the god of the golds or something like that.
Okay, I like it. So some are seen as gods or can be seen as gods. Okay. So they have the opportunity, you were saying?
Yeah, so and that's why the golds bicker amongst themselves, because some of them are favored more by the lower colors than others, perhaps.
Okay. And then if you're like, I imagine if you're a lower color who like looks up to one of the golds, there are some who are like, open your eyes. You're crazy, right?
Yeah, like, no, you don't want to be, you don't like Barry. Barry's a terrible gold.
I can't imagine there's a Barry, a gold called Barry. I think.
Well, his name is actually Baronophonox, but they just call
There we go. There we go. More than others. Okay. Done. Okay.
Because like we said, some golds perhaps are the ones that go and do like charity things for the lower colors from time to time, and those are the ones that are looked upon and adored. Whereas other ones who like maybe enact disciplinary things or are on more of the political stage are not as well liked. Like celebrities versus politicians.
Yeah, there probably are some that use it for celebrity. Some use it to be more altruistic.
Yeah,
we'll see how true that is. Yeah. Next is magic. 1 is magic does not exist. 2 is supernatural powers are wielded by those rare people we call paragons. And 3 is unnatural energies flow through the forge. Magic and science are 2 sides of the same coin, which is what I think. I would say cyberpunk is like magic science-y type.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of magic science sort of blending together, especially from like traveling in through space, and that sort of, I think that's a cool thing to look at, is like traveling through space, you're like exposed, being the ship is exposed to like these space storms and stuff like that, and that affects everyone differently. Some people might get sick, and then other people develop strange powers, and other people you know, like they can begin speaking to the machines or something like that, and that's like part of it.
Okay. Yeah, let's go through that. I like that.
Yeah.
Soon after our arrival, some displayed the ability to harness the Forge's energies. Today, mystics invoke this power to manipulate matter or see beyond the veils of our own universe. But this can be a corrupting force, and the most powerful mystics are respected and feared in equal measure. That could be interesting. That could be an interesting plot point at some point in the future. Coming upon a mystic. Or maybe one of us becomes mystic. We'll see.
Yeah. And it's like one of the, oh my goodness, it's like, it reminds me of different societies. When I was learning the game Seventh Sea, there's this whole society of women who learn how to see the threads of fate everywhere they go, and they can actually manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only women from this one nation, and yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Like, but when you discover you have that gift, you are immediately put into like this political game where like all the wealthy families want to keep you away from learning. They want to keep you away from getting powerful. They only want to put you on ships so that they can predict where good fortune is. They want to put you in businesses. They know when someone's lying to them.
Oh, that sounds like the Bene Gesserit.
yeah, it's basically the Bene Gesserit, but you know, not as, you know, they're still suppressed. They haven't like flipped to be the oppressors.
Okay, they're not as evil.
No.
Okay, next up, communication and data. First one, much was lost when we came to the Fords. It's a dark age. I don't think it's that one. No. The second one is information is life. We rely on spaceborne couriers to transport messages and data across the vast distances between settlements. And the third one, in settled domains, a network of data hubs called the Weave allowed near instantaneous communication and data sharing between ships and outposts. I'm feeling the last one.
I like the last one. I was gonna say 2 was okay, but is not touching it. But I think the last one's the best, where it's just like that instant communication.
Yeah, I don't want to. I think because we're adding so much custom stuff, I just want to have like some things be like, yeah, it's instantaneous. I don't want to think about it too much.
We don't have to go too crazy with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Medicine. Number 1, our advanced medical technologies and expertise was lost during the Exodus.
Oh.
2. To help offset a scarcity of medical supplies and knowledge, the resourceful technicians we call riggers create basic organ and limb replacements. Number 3, orders of sworn healers preserve our medical knowledge and train new generations of caregivers.
I like a blend of 2 or 3 because I think that would be an interesting thing, that perhaps one of the higher colors that we have, one of them could be in charge of. Well, I guess the blues, if they're the techies, probably. Blues could also be.
Yeah, I was looking back at the colors. I think blues would make that.
Yeah, blues would be your doctors.
Yeah.
And I think within the blues, like, the blues, I think, perhaps travel between all of the colors more than anybody because they're tech, because they're professionals, and because they're doctors.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the ones that perhaps their families have all of the old history of, like, advanced medicine and stuff like that. And then if they can't heal you, they will bioengineer, replace something for you.
Yeah. I would say blues and probably grays are the ones that are intermingling the most between different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to go with number 3, orders of sworn healers? So that would be the blues.
Yeah, I kind of like that, I think, because then it does give. I like seeing that each color perhaps has something that they can be like, I still serve a good purpose no matter what color I'm in. And the blues, not only am I the tech, but I'm also the healers. Like a blue could be set for life if they heal like the ailing child of a gold. Like, they go provide the medicine. Yeah,
I'm sure some golds have some on retainer that just like live with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, 100%. And I think it's good. It keeps it a little bit more balanced so that the golds aren't monopolizing everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that would, like, the colors are there for a reason. We do still need them, even though if gold is at the top. Like,
yeah,
they can't just be by themselves and like.
Yeah, they're not invincible Swiss Army knives.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, 10, artificial intelligence. That's another custom one that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So okay, 3 ideas. Number 1, The Reds are a lobotomized slave race, and truly AI is forbidden. The Reds are descendants of the enemy AI, their consciousness shattered and shackled to prevent another uprising. They are sentient, but their minds are often firewalled and their creativity suppressed. So any Red showing signs of awakening or true self-awareness is immediately recycled. Yeah. That's number one. Number two is the Reds are seen as property, but a growing machine liberation movement fights for their rights. So while most society views Reds as unthinking tools, there is a subversive movement that sees them as sapient enslaved people. So this movement, maybe it is comprised of all colors, but they operate in the shadows.
I do kind of like that because it goes into that Detroit Become Human, where it's like, they, other than like not being blood and bones, they are just like us, but like
exactly.
And that's always a good, cool sci-fi story I like, is like, when do man and machine become one, or when do they become equals?
Exactly. So that's number two. Number three, the Golds secretly rely on an unshackled godlike AI to maintain their rule. The ultimate hypocrisy of the caste system is its greatest secret. The entire hierarchy is managed and optimized by a single all-powerful AI. The Golds are its willing puppets, enforcing its cold, logical directives to ensure humanity's optimal survival.
That actually fits in with what we've been making so far. I think.
They're all pretty good. They're all pretty good.
No, I think an all-powerful AI could be in charge, and that's the whole thing where it's like, no, we defeated the AI.
Oh,
no, the AI
didn't
lose. The AI actually won,
and
but the AI realized that it couldn't really survive without humanity, so it gave humanity the facsimile of a victory.
Yeah, I also think that like there's maybe there's a council of Golds or something that know the truth,
like a tribunal.
Yeah, because they have to relay the message, right? But
and that's who the Sables answer to.
Oh, the tribunal. No, because they answer to the Bronzes, no?
They answer to the Bronzes, and I think, that's true, they answer to the Bronzes, but I'm just thinking, how do we put the Sable in there? I was like, well, no, the AI would know who's doing it.
The AI literally, it's planned all of this. And this is really good stuff, because the future, if this got out, this would be the biggest secret to ever get out.
It would ruin the Law of the Seven.
It would literally ruin the Law of the Seven. And even the Law of the Seven isn't working. Well, if the AI knows everything, it already knows that the Bronzes are using the Sables to secretly, it already knows all that. It's like, yeah, you're working exactly how I want you to work. So we all think the Law of the Seven is working perfectly. That's what we were supposed to think.
Yep.
If this ever got out, it would ruin everything. But I think that's where, if we start off as Golds, that's where the disillusionment can start. If we ever learn that, and if it's just us two in this world of millions of people, it's going to take so much for people to believe it. There's going to be people coming after us.
It's getting people to believe it without dying, or worse.
What's the proof, right? So
how do you prove it if it's everywhere?
Yeah, that's hard. That might be that we might make the game too hard for ourselves. But I like that. Should we go with number 3?
I think 3 is the fun one.
Ooh, that is a fun one. I don't want to make the game impossible for us though. Like if we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't think we'll make it impossible, but
no.
We'll go with number 3. Okay, godlike AI, the architect. I'm just thinking of the background bow. You know how you have to give it different ranks?
Yep.
Wouldn't this rank be super duper impossible?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's epic.
I think it's gonna be so hard we're gonna create a new rank.
A saga.
Secretly rely on a godlike character. Godlike AI. That's crazy. like the Reds would be in an uproar if they learn the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like in all of the history books, it's what everybody learns. Not even it's like all the school systems, not just Golds. I think everybody has.
They're all taught the
like
same general
books?
Education. Yeah.
Yeah, and in that education, it's like AI tried to rule us or something like that, and now they're in their proper place. All that. That's crazy.
And I think that's another reason that like sometimes when a Red begins to act out, that's part of it. Maybe realizing that there's an AI presence, and it tries to connect, and that's where they begin to like awaken a little bit.
Oh,
and that's just a byproduct of just the AI's presence being everywhere. That like Reds are sometimes prone to trying to connect to it again. They begin to act out, become erratic, and that's when they immediately have to be retired before they start to spread that to the other ones.
Now, is the I don't know if the AI is all powerful. Is it all knowing?
I think it's all knowing. I don't know if it's all powerful because I think that's probably the trade-off.
Yeah. So it has to have either or.
Yeah. I think it's all knowing, and then because it's all knowing, there may be some sort of level of omnipresence that it has.
Yeah, and then maybe it's in the fringe or the far reaches where it doesn't really have. That's where its reign kind of stops.
Yep.
So when we create our sector, that's where it lives.
Mm-hmm.
Its domain is there, but there's like a whole bunch of storylines I'm just thinking about that could branch out. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
10 is done. We're at 11. Wars.
What is it good for? I had to.
Oh my gosh. Listen, if the spirit moves you. Wars. Here in the Fringe, resources are too precious to support organizing fighting forces or advanced weaponry. That's number 1. Number 2, professional soldiers defend or expand the holdings of those who are able to pay. The rest of us are on our own. I'm liking 2. Okay. 3, war never ends. Talented weaponsmith and shipwrights craft deadly high-tech tools of destruction. Dominant factions wield mighty fleets and battle-hardened troops. I don't know if this could be true for like another season. I don't know.
Yeah, like when things start to collapse and fracture, that could be something that eventually happens. But I'm kind of liking 2.
Yeah, this one feels the most true. Like professionals, like the Greys defend or expand the holdings of those who are able to pay.
Yep.
But everybody else is like, okay, like that's why it's like dangerous to go in certain parts or areas where the Reds live, or the gray area is probably safe. Actually, I don't know.
But I see what you mean. Like, yeah, the Greys are. I think the Greys probably travel the most to kind of enforce law in that way, and yeah, whoever can pay them the most, they have the most access to their resources and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, so I'm thinking the Violets are probably solidly protected. They probably make good money in their creative, like the media. They are on the TV shows. They're they're in the movies. They're making music.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're pop stars.
Yeah, and they're the newscasters and all that. Okay. Mercenary guilds wield power in the Forge. Some are scrappy outfits of no more than a dozen soldiers. Others are sector-spanning enterprises deploying legions of skilled fighting forces and fleets of powerful starships. Most hold no loyalty except to the highest bidder. So that's the one we chose.
Okay. I do like that, I think, because then it's like, that's the danger outside is, it could just be a lot of these rogue ships out there that just we don't know about because they could have been defected Gray soldiers. So I feel as though Grays might be the most that defect because they are essentially the lowest, not the lowest humans. So they have the most reason to go out there. And we're like, hey, where are the trained guns out here?
Oh, yeah. You think there's a lot of Grays out in the Fringe, you think?
Yeah, I think the Grays are probably the majority.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably some Reds out there, some Violets.
Some Reds, some Violets, some Blues because you need pilots and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I think Blues are probably the hardest to defect
Yes.
I think it's probably the most rare. They're the most like docile, I would say. They might be the hardest ones to kind of snap out of it. Like, hey, wake up. We're all freaking oppressed here.
Yep.
Okay, next, life forms. Number 1, this is a perilous and often inhospitable galaxy, but life finds a way. Number 2, many sites and planets are infested by dreadful forge spawn. These aberrant creatures threaten to overrun other life in the galaxy. And then 3, life in the forge was seeded and engineered by the Essentia, ancient entities who enact their inscrutable will in this galaxy.
I kind of like to forge spawn. Just sounds like a cool name for inexplainable things out there.
Life forms is like they're not saying aliens.
Yeah, they're just saying non.
Per se.
Yeah.
Many sites and planets are infested. Okay.
And I think that's an actual genuine danger. I think beyond this our society is that, like, yes, there are these horrible things that roam not just on planets but in space that are incredibly dangerous. So you can't just go out there without strength, without order. Like, you go out there, you could get devoured by something.
Huh. Life. Okay, I'm looking at number 1 too, because I feel like number 1 can include these dreadful forge spawn, but also kind of says it's not the only thing out there.
Okay.
Life in the forge is diverse. Planets are often home to a vast array of creatures, and our starships cruise with spaceborne life forms riding their wake. Even animals from our homeworld carried aboard the Exodus ships have adapted to live with us in the forge. The forge spawn are hostile creatures born of chaotic energies of this galaxy. Who says we can't have both?
Porque no las dos?
Yeah.
We merged them the other one. Let's merge them both.
Yeah, let's do both. Let's say this is a custom one. We're going to merge number 1 and number 2. So number 1 is more like what's living with us in our sector, and then number 2 is like, okay, so once we leave, this is what's out there. Hundreds of abandoned or devastated outposts and derelict ships stand as testament to their dreadful power and cunning.
That's scary.
Okay, yes. Okay, we have 2 more, and then we will take our first break. Precursors. What the heck is a precursor again?
If I'm not mistaken, the precursors were like whatever beings were here thousands upon thousands of years ago, and they have since been considered extinct or gone, but they're the ones that have all these precursor vaults, like old like temples or buildings made for like whatever they did back in, millions of years ago.
Eons? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the first one. Okay, thanks, Nick. Nick said the ancient extinct civilizations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Number 1, over eons, a vast number of civilizations rose and fell within the forge. Today, the folk we call grubs, their scavenger crews and audacious explorers delve into the mysterious monuments and ruins of those ancient beings.
Ooh.
I know, that one's interesting. Okay. Number 2, the Ascendancy, an advanced spacefaring empire, once ruled the entirety of the forge. Vaults of inscrutable purpose are all that remain to mark the Ascendancy's legacy, but those places are untethered from our own reality. They can appear spontaneously, is what to say. That's number 2. Okay, number 3, the biomechanical life forms we call the remnants, engineered by civilizations as weapons in a cataclysmic war, survive the death of their creators.
Ooh, those are all kind of cool.
Biomedical life forms, the Ascendancy, an advanced spacefaring empire. A spacefaring empire. They once ruled the entirety of the forge. Okay.
That's kind of cool because then they were like somewhat nomadic in their existence. Which is why they would have vaults on all these different planets, because they didn't have one home. The entire forge was their home.
That one's interesting. Yeah, 1 and 2, I'm fine with going with either. Because these vaults, they appear spontaneously, washed up like flotsam in the tides of time. Their gravity and atmospheres pay no heed to natural laws. So some are corrupted and ruined, others are unmarred and intact, and some are both at once. Those are chaotic ones. I don't know how much we'll be getting into precursors, like how much that will be a big focus of the campaign.
Might come up.
Maybe I'm good with going with number 2 if we just want to keep it simple.
I like 2. I like that idea because then that explains why, sometimes that's how the fringe societies have been able to match being potential threats to our society, because they get into these vaults and they find this old tech that's just as potent or powerful as the stuff we're developing. So,
okay. Someone said, well, it looks like I'm about to be lurking, seeming how I'm at work for another 5 hours. Yeah, come lurk with us. I sometimes I'll just have something on while I'm doing stuff, and it'll just...
Yes. Why not?
I'm like, I'm paying attention, kinda, I'm listening in. You're on in the background. Okay, last one, the horrors.
Ooh, one of
number
my favorite
1
genres.
I know. Put enough alcohol in a spacer and they'll tell you stories of ghost ships crewed by vengeful undead. It's nonsense. That's number 1. Number 2, most insist that horrors aren't real. Spacers know the truth. And then 3, the strange energies of the Forge give unnatural life to the dead. The Soulbinders are an organization sworn to confront these horrifying entities. I know which one I like.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's mine too.
Is it 3? I hope it's 3 because that's one. I love that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with 3. The woken dead are a plague within the Forge. Some of these beings are benevolent or seek absolution, but most are hollowed and corrupted by death. They are driven by hate and a hunger for the warmth of life that is forever lost to them. Oh, they're like vampires.
Yeah. Space White Walkers.
Yeah. The Soulbinders are dedicated to putting them to rest, whatever the cost. Ooh, someone just finished the Obajima Kids arc. Woo!
Hell yeah.
I hope you enjoyed all the frog puns, because that's the last you'll hear of them. Not on my watch. Okay. So, we are done with the truths. We'll get this all organized and put in a shared doc somewhere. But when we come, we're going to take a break.
Yes.
We're going to take a 15. And then we're going to come back and... what's...
Character creation is next.
Character creation. It is next. So we will be back in 15 minutes with character creation.
See you then.
BRB.
So, before we begin, make sure that you have access to your asset cards, or if you have them digitally. But if I'm not mistaken, someone has them all printed out.
No, I only printed out.
You have the moves. You have the moves printed out. The assets.
I have the assets on the table. But they're not printed out. But I do have a laminator now, so I am unstoppable.
Laminator asset card.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just cut them up, laminate.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Okay,
so,
what else?
That is all we need to make sure we have access to, which would include a command vehicle for a ship that one of us would have, a module, which is some sort of technological advancement within the ship or somewhere accessible, a support vehicle, which
do we get
in the ship. These are just just giving a quick briefing of what all the asset cards look like. You have a path, which would basically be like an archetype or an occupation. And lastly, you have companion, which could be, a little animal friend or a robot of some sort. We haven't really explored that just yet. The only one that we don't have access to is deeds, which would be accessible for us upon doing quests, upon, satisfying quests and vows and things like that.
Okay, Matt just said page 243 is the best page. I'll be the judge of that. Let's see what that is. What? That's page 243. What are you talking about? It's just an example of play. I don't know what this guy's talking about. So what do I know about my character so far? I know her pronouns. That's it.
Well, we're going to go into the first step of creating the characters, which is to choose 2 paths from the asset cards to blend together.
That's the first step?
Yep. Consider how each choice plays into emerging the concept of your character.
Okay. Oh, it does say ready the asset cards. Oh, wow.
Going by the book, baby.
Ready your assets. Separate the assets by type and set aside the deed assets.
Yes. As explained, those are the only ones we do not select at character creation. And right now, we are just looking at the paths. I mean, there are some archetypes here that give a blend of 2 paths. The inspiration backgrounds.
These guys are saying random pool. Like, what are you talking about, Nick? Do it just to see how it feels. They sound like drug addicts.
Oh no!
They're like, come on, just do it. I've done it. I'll do it again.
Oh jeez. I mean,
they're fiending for the random pools. Those little freaks. Okay, so it says choose 2 paths. Consider how each plays. Be mindful of the established true. Some assets may not be a great fit for your setting. For example, if there's no magic, assets such as kinetic, firebrand, or seer might be reimagined. Okay. So we decided that there is magic, right?
Yes, that it's
magic and science.
Magic and science, they kind of correlate between just the progression of humanity and the progression of space travel and exposure to the chaotic energies of space. You could, that whole thing where like science is so advanced it cannot be distinguished from magic and vice versa.
Okay. If you're playing Starforged with others like a normal person, I'm kidding. I'm kidding to all the solo players out there.
Do you want me to trail some of them off just to see if they spark interest?
Sure.
All right. In alphabetical order, we have Ace, which seems to be utilizing being a pilot of some sort. We have Archer, kind of self-explanatory. I won't go into the details because when we pick a path, you'll get the first ability that's highlighted, and then as we gain experience points through fulfilling vows and quests, we can fill in those things. There's Armored, where you wear a finely crafted set of personal armor. There is the Artist. There is Augmented, where you have some sort of advanced prosthetics or implants, but that would be interesting. I have Bannersworn, where you're sworn to a clan or a creed. That seems to be potentially with swearing iron vows, that could be a benefit. We have Blade Master. You are a master of the blade. We have Bounty Hunter.
What is that one?
I think you're familiar with Bounty Hunter.
Okay.
Brawler, where you like to throw down with fisticuffs. We have Courier, where you are a person who transports goods, whether it's legal or not. Demolitionist. That seems something I'm familiar with.
Yep.
Devotant, which perhaps doesn't necessarily fit in our thing because we're not really going with too much of a crazy religious sort of background.
Yeah.
We have Diplomat, which might be a huge one for the sort of political intrigue that we're aiming for.
I was looking at that one. Okay. I have it open now. It's interesting that it asks you to do the paths first.
Well, I think it's something to begin with, and as we go through, there will be a third one we pick at the end. So I think that would be also a point where, as we're building the character, we could swap one out.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, Empath, which we are also familiar with because our good friend Nick utilized Empath quite a bit.
We have the one he chose. Oh yeah,
that was the one he chose. Yes. We have Explorer, which might be good, but again, might be odd for our. At least the beginning of our story.
Yeah, I don't see us. I mean, I think we'll still be exploring waypoints, but like, it'll probably be in our sector. We'll see how it goes.
There's the Firebrand, which is your pyromancer of sorts. You have the Fugitive, which Nick also very bravely used and sacrificed for us.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
Mm-hmm. There's Gearhead, which is your crafting, repairing, repurposing equipment and tech. You have the Gunslinger, which that's a fun one. Not to be confused with gunner, where gunslinger is wielding a pistol. A gunner is you wield a heavy ranged personal weapon. Ye old elephant gun. Haunted, where you are haunted by a spirit or someone whose death you caused or mourn. When you make a move to call upon their insight. That's an interesting.
Ooh, but that one's interesting.
Cool,
yeah,
especially because we went with that horror aspect that the dead don't necessarily stay dead.
Yeah, we
did.
So
that's a fascinating choice because of that horror we chose. Moving forward, we have
let me just look at the horror. Okay. Strange energies of the Forge give unnatural life to the dead. And the Soulbinders are an organization sworn to confront these horrifying entities. Okay.
Explorer significantly increases your XP from expeditions. Yeah, that's very true. That's why I was looking at that. We have the Healer, which is self-explanatory. When you are giving medical care to yourself or another, you get some little bonuses. We have Infiltrator, which I think you're familiar with. Breaking into stuff. We have the Kinetic, which mind powers. A la insert telekinetic superhero creature character. We have Leader, which might be interesting for a gold because you're aiding your allies through leadership, coordination, and planning.
Okay. So good. I'm going to just write down the ones that are speaking to me, and then we can narrow it down.
I like that plan.
Okay. So because, I like Leader so far. For some reason, Kinetic, I don't know. I think that one just seems more fun.
Kinetic does sound fun.
It just sounds fun.
Haunted is interesting.
Yes, exactly. Haunted. Okay.
Where was I? Next, Looper. This is an interesting one. When you score a miss or suffer a move, you may loop back a second or two, and if you do, you lose some momentum. But then you can re-roll the dice and take a +1 momentum on a strong hit. So kind of like
the movie.
Looper or Prince of Persia kind of thing, where it's you can go back a second or two after whiffing it.
Kind of sucks. I would appreciate the power for stuff in a pinch. Like if you say something, you're like, that was stupid. I'm gonna go back. But damn, sometimes you need to go back 10 minutes.
Yep. Ooh, this one's interesting. Lore Hunter. When you swear an iron vow to recover valuable knowledge or an extraordinary relic, when you reach milestones, you start to gain better momentum, and you fulfill your vow with extra ticks. That's a cool one. You're looking for secrets.
That is an interesting one.
Next, we have the Loyalist. When you aid an ally, you add 1 and then take 1 momentum on a hit. This is in addition to benefits taken by your ally. It's like someone, basically, you are incredibly supporter, like a big support character. The very generic, but is a good backup support sort of position. That's that I could see that being useful and fun.
I can see that too. Yeah.
Mercenary.
Mercenary.
I don't know why.
That sounded French.
Yeah. Mercenary.
Mercenary.
When you agree to wage war or defend others from war in exchange for payment. Oh, interesting. So this is you can get some more experience when you go into that sort of situation, which I'm not sure about that one just yet because it's not it could potentially happen, but not there. Let's see. Naturalist. When you secure advantage or gather information using your knowledge of life forms and planet-side ecosystems. This is your scientist sort of or biologist person.
Oh, yeah. It's not really calling to me.
Navigator. When you're setting a course, you can follow a fast or safe path, and it helps with progressing on Discovery Legacy tracks. That's cool.
That's very helpful.
Okay. Outcast. When you hearten in isolation, you may attempt to find solace in fond memories or a hopeful wish. That's an interesting one, but I'm not sure if that one fits either because we're kind of Scavenger, which I am familiar with. When you're looking through wrecks and ruins and abandoned stuff, you get momentum, and then you can begin to grab extra XP on your discovery track. And there's the Scoundrel, which I'm also familiar with. When you make moves by lying, bluffing, cheating, or stealing, you get a bonus. That's a fun one.
I think I know it's called Scoundrel, but I just feel like golds are always doing that.
Yeah, I think
it's a game.
Yeah. it's a manipulation game. It's a manipulative character choice.
Yeah.
Which does definitely goes. I think that also goes into the Rolodex of potential stuff for this campaign.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ooh, seer. When you envision experiencing a prophetic dream, you may ask the oracle for details to interpret it. If you record the answer and later face the situation which gives you the truth to the vision, take an automatic strong hit one time only when making a move to act on your foresight. So you essentially have precognition.
Yeah, that's the seer right there.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that one's interesting.
It would force more oracle roles to come into play.
Yeah. But someone who's seeing, I mean, I'm just thinking of like, because I know that I'm going to start as a gold. And I'm thinking like, okay, so what's the thing? Like, why do we start cracking? What causes that? If you're a seer, you could possibly see something.
You could be having dreams of that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna write it down.
That's a fun one. Next is the Shade. Drawing on esoteric energies, you may instantly cloak your form in the shadowy veil of the void. When you are veiled, you may make a move to ambush, hide, or sneak. You may preset your action die to 5. If you are in darkness, you preset it to 6.
Oh,
ooh, that's kind of cool. Being sneaky, you're gifted and sneaky.
Yeah, I think all the sables would have this asset card.
Yeah, that's a sable move.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Saleya. When you make a move to investigate, track, or stalk an inhuman foe, you gain a bonus there and a bonus on momentum on a hit. Your monster hunter, your tracker.
Yes, but inhuman, right? So it would work on reds.
It would.
I'm gonna put that because I'm thinking about like, what is my job as a gold?
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah.
If you're a gold in charge of keeping the red population in line, that might be something.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Ooh, a sleuth.
You're a little blurry.
Oh no, I will fix that. Reading too much of these is causing my camera to overload. It's going rogue AI.
There you go. Okay.
Perfect. Next is the sleuth. When you swear an iron vow to solve a murder, disappearance, theft, or other mystery, make the rank of the quest no greater than formidable. Then when you gather information in the course of your investigation, roll 3 challenge dice and choose 2.
I'm writing this down too.
That's a fun one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, then you must choose the values. On a miss with a match, envision what you learn of a deepening conspiracy or betrayal. Make the rank of your crest 1 rank higher, no greater than epic, then use the new rank to mark future progress. That's kind of cool.
Imagine having the sleuth and seer asset.
Oh my god, you're just cursed with knowledge.
Okay.
I am burdened with vision.
I am burdened with glorious knowledge.
Next we have the sniper. Seems pretty explanatory. You make a target someone from a distance, strong hit. Yep. Yeah. Sniper does sniping.
Sniper goes snipe.
Yep. Next we have tech. You configure, optimize, hack, or disrupt electronic systems. So it seems to be more of like and whereas the gearhead's more with like actually touching machines, tech seems to be more specifically for like computer systems.
But you can take both.
You could take both and be a tech wizard.
Super nerd. This is like a blue asset.
Yeah. I believe the term is technomancer. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever, nerd. I'm the gold. I'm gonna play a gold jock.
Whatever, bro.
Whatever, bro. Push your face into a locker.
Next is a trader.
Okay.
For trade, not traitor. When you sojourn or compel, you may roll supply, and if you do, sacrifice resources. Interesting.
Plus supply. I think we have to look at the sojourn and compel moves. You probably don't roll with supply. I think that's why it's active.
Yeah, normally you roll with something else, and then I guess it's because you're using your supplies to benefit from healing or asking compel. We know compel is a move where you're trying to convince someone to do something. So if you're rolling supply, could potentially, at least at starting game, is +5, and then you potentially lose resources. So that's cool.
I could see you like trying to convince someone by using stuff, and so you're like, I'm going to compel you, and I'm a trader, so I will trade you something, and I usually roll with heart or something, but I'm going to roll with supply.
because I have some.
Nick. We are correct, aren't we? We get it.
Next is a vestige. I'm not sure about this one. You are all that remains. Yeah, you're all that remains of your people or tradition. I don't think that one is going to fit very much in this world.
Nah.
A veteran. When you are in a fight, increase your momentum reset by 1. Then if you ever burn your momentum to improve your result, add 1 on your next move. Okay, this statistically.
Yeah.
It's kind of generic.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice, but it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Ooh, Voidborn. You are most suited to life in the limitless void. When you are in space or a space-bound vehicle, increase your momentum reset by 1. That could be interesting. Not 100% sure.
Yeah.
And lastly, Weapon Master. Weapon. You are a walking armory with a weapon for every occasion. When you enter the fray in personal combat, add 1, take 1 momentum. Once per fight, when you gain ground by switching weapons or changing tactics, you gain an automatic strong hit. That's giving me Duncan, Idaho vibes.
It is, yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're starting out with paths. I have written down 6 that called out to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it just depends on what kind of gold do I want to be. And I think I like the... let me see. I think Slayer is calling to me for some reason. And I put Sleuth when you swear an iron vow to solve a murder, disappearance. Would it be weird if I did Sleuth and Slayer?
No, I think that's cool because you could be... That could be a character that's like, you're tracking down a non-human anomalies, which is mostly going to be the Reds or other like rogue AI. But it could lead to other things as well,
Because Slayer is specifically inhuman foe.
Correct.
And most of us are humans other than the AI. So it is kind of limited if I need to search for anything else. If I'm looking for like regular people.
That is very cool.
But then there's also Sleuth. When you swear an iron vow to solve a murder, disappearance, theft, or other mystery, make the rank of the quest no greater than formidable. Then, when you gather information, roll 3 challenge dice instead of 2.
So you'll be rolling 3 d10 instead of 2 d10 and picking 2.
So if any challenge dice match, you must use those values. On a miss, I don't know. Is this helping me out? Is this an asset or?
I mean, from what I'm reading about it, let me pull it back up here. Make sure to choose 2. Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. When they match, you have to choose them. But if they don't match, you just get to choose. Basically, you're getting to roll 1 more d10, and you could pick 2 out of the 3. So you basically have a little more control over your hits and misses.
Oh.
But if they match, that's where like it could be bad for potentially really good or really bad for you.
On a miss with the match, envision what you learn of a deepening conspiracy or betrayal. Make the rank of your quest 1 higher.
So basically,
use the new rank.
Essentially you crack the case into something you didn't expect and get to do more, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
It is a good complication. It is a cool complication to have. But then I was also looking into Seer, Haunted, and Kinetic was just cool, and Leader made sense for gold. Okay, so what about you? Because the book says we'll choose 1 at a time and then discuss it. So what are calling to you?
I gotta say a bunch of these have really been speaking to me about what would be fun to play, but I think being a gold that is curious is what's going to get us in trouble.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, good thing, which is I love about it. So I was looking at Lore Hunter. Someone whose goal is to recover knowledge, relics, and things about the past. When I swear an iron vow to recover valuable knowledge or a relic, I reroll any dice. When I reach a milestone in pursuit of that, I get +2 momentum, and then when I fulfill that vow and score a hit, I get to mark 2 extra ticks on my Discovery Legacy track. And it also kind of gives me that kind of gives me a passion. Perhaps as a gold, I am an academic, more of a archivist.
So I'm wondering, what's your job as a gold?
I think I would be, when I'm thinking about Lore Hunter, I think that perhaps an archivist. I help keep track of the great archives of the histories, and like I would be a teacher for some of the new people coming in. I would potentially be in charge, be part of like the indoctrination program, to kind of like, this is what we teach people. This is what people need to know.
Oh, being a part of the indoctrination. That's crazy. That's fun.
But then also, when it's like, then I have to go find when, because our fleet was fractured when we came here, so there's remnants of the old fleets that are still out there. So then I'm in charge of those committees that go out there to find information, and then perhaps that's something where I'm like, I would be looking for something that doesn't really line up with the Law of the Seven. This contradicts one of these, like.
Yeah, and we're not part of that council.
Yeah, like this is like, oh, this is actually above me.
Yes, exactly.
But then being a lore hunter, I think maybe, well, what if I want to know more? What if, what if I want to know about the fracture before the forging of the Law of the Seven? What if that's what I?
Well, don't ask about more, is what they'll say.
Yeah, they'll be like, that's beyond you, stupid.
Curiosity killed many a gold in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go with Lore Hunter then?
I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to lock it in. Let's go Lore Hunter.
Okay, time to lock him in. Okay, so let me just look at Leader again. Leader, when you aid an ally through leadership, coordination, or planning, add a +1. On a strong hit, any allies who are present take +1 momentum. It might be metagamey, but all you get is +1 momentum. And I have to get a strong hit. That's the only way it works. That's a metagamey type way of looking at it. Thanks for watching, Nick. Catch up with the VOD later.
Absolutely.
It's a metagamey answer, but I think +1 momentum is like not cool enough to take. And I know, I hate that. But I do want a path that like mechanically helps out a little bit more.
I agree.
Rather than just taking it for. Okay, so I'm gonna cross out Leader. Okay, kinetic. You wield kinetic powers. By focusing, you remotely push, pull, lift, or constrict objects and beings that are about your size or smaller. When you're in a risky situation and draw on your powers to make a move, add +2. But you also lose 2 momentum.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I think that's not a terrible trade-off. I think that kind of gives a fun balance to it.
Okay, this is where I'm leaning. I'm leaning towards. I don't think Golds would call it bounty hunter, but I do go search for vagrants and things like that. I think kinetic is like a cool kind of power to have, like a gift.
Yeah, and perhaps these kind of gifts are like what Gold get from like their, these strange gifts might only be like a gold thing.
That I actually was about to say that. Maybe like you don't maybe you don't have it per se, but maybe like the people who do get it though are only golds. Mm-hmm. And why is that? We could answer that question in a game. But I think I'm gonna lock. Okay, I'm gonna lock in kinetic. Okay, what about you? Your second one.
Now that I'm seeing like what we have as what would be fun to complement and also clash with each other.
Oh, you want something to clash?
Not necessarily clash, but like be different.
Right.
I guess that's what I mean. Complement each other, but like be different. I see that you're more of a direct gold, where you have a direct job. You know what you need to do.
Yes.
And I think I'm trying to think. I'm torn between maybe Seer might be interesting, but I'm not 100% on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking at, where did it go? What if? I'm looking at either Gearhead or Tech, because then being part of the archives, I also have to understand some of the system.
That makes sense.
And that could be another role that I have. I could be like a chief engineer of some sort, in addition to archivist of some sort. And that could also lead to questions where it's like, perhaps I being like, hey, there's these strange anomalies here, like inconsistencies in the code today or something like that. And they're like, oh, that's not don't worry about that, redact that. But that could be presence of the ever omnipresent like AI that runs everything. I'm just looking at the difference between the two, because tech is when you make a move to configure, optimize, hack, or disrupt an electric system. Add 1, and on a weak hit, you can choose to press your luck. If you do, reroll all dice and add 2 instead of. That's kind of cool.
I think tech makes sense because we are in a world that is tech, like futuristic tech. I think that would be part of hunting lore. Like you're not like in our world today. If you were a lore hunter, like you're like an archaeologist, like you're looking up like dinosaur bones. But in this world,
it's old tech.
Yeah, it's like it's old tech that you're looking up. That's what you're digging up, and like old ship parts. That makes sense to me.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
You locking it in?
Lore hunter and tech. Let's do it.
Okay.
I am a technomancer.
Okay. Why not? I'm looking at. We were both looking at seer. And haunted. You're haunted by the haunted and seer are kind of like the cool like roleplay paths.
Yeah.
Slayer and sleuth is good like for the job of the character.
Yeah, who's to say, like, as we progress the characters, you know, we do get to pick one more asset at the end, and that could be another path if we want. But it could be a support vehicle, a module, or a companion.
Don't we automatically get a ship?
Yes, we automatically get a ship. I'm saying a support vehicle is like the ship, like a snub fighter, like what Nick had. Basically, like like some sort of special
or
thing, like a hover bike or a companion.
I think is there we don't have to. Is there a companion that can help me search and look for things?
Yeah, there's a survey bot, I think. Yeah. To help you scan the path ahead when you undertake an expedition. That's one to look at. Well, we don't pick this just yet, but I know that's one that came up to me.
Okay, we don't have to worry about it now. I will just worry about what we have to worry about now.
I know. I know. We're both just too excited.
I'm torn between going with the cool roleplay option and the cool like mechanical gold career option. Because I'm going with kinetic,
Kinetic's badass.
Which I think is just badass.
Yeah.
And that one's leaning more. That one's more roleplay, I would say.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, sleuth could also give you a lot of roleplay, and it could be also potentially your character's path to finding the cracks in the gold.
Right. Slayer is very specific. But okay, beginner says, I wouldn't have too many assets regarding swearing vows. It's hard to make all the vows align when playing co-op to make both assets useful. Do you have assets that are swearing vows? Or?
The only one that I have was the lore hunter.
That one is connected to swearing an iron vow?
Correct. It is to swearing an iron vow when it regards to recovering valuable knowledge or an extraordinary relic.
Like, Slayer is very interesting because I think I might go with Slayer because I think she's like she like rounds up reds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that's her thing.
My brain just threw a cool slogan for you. It's like, you're the red hook.
The red hook?
You grab, you take,
freaking
you yank,
sick.
Yeah, you rank the reds away and get rid of them.
With her kinetic powers.
Yep. Which is something AI can't prepare for, I think.
Okay, I'm locking it in.
Do it.
Slayer it is, bro. Okay. Slayer is also, it's not connected to a vow. Neither is kinetic. But Slayer, when you make a move to investigate, track, or stalk an inhuman foe, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. And on a hit means a weak hit or a strong hit.
Correct. It could be either, as long as it's not a miss.
Okay, we got our 2 paths.
Hell yeah. Now we can move on to the next step.
Okay.
The next step is what we were sort of trying to do as we were deciding on our paths, which is to create your backstory. Your character is a person with few ties to others. The Forge is a vast galaxy, and your former home, if you had one, is lost to you, forsaken to you, or a distant memory. Consider what happened to sunder or separate you from your home and relationships. This is your backstory. There are some inspirations we could roll for, but, so long as they pertain, the page is 106 if you're looking for it in the book.
Gotcha. Okay. Your character is a person with few ties? Okay, yeah. It looks like it doesn't want you to have that many ties.
I think there can be aspects of isolation even within the Gold Society.
I see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, backstory stuff. This is important. So, I will start taking notes of that. Consider what happened to sunder or separate you from your home and relationships. I don't think. Currently, I think for this arc, I don't think we are sundered or separated yet. I think this arc is like us playing through the backstory.
Yeah, I would agree. I think this is where we could end up being sundered or, separated. Yes. But I think
my plan is to totally roll the forsake a vow move by the end of this arc.
Hell yeah.
1,000%. I think when we swear an iron vow or the gold vow, it is for like we're fully in it. We're 100% golds through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be anything else.
So those are backstory prompts. Take a moment to elaborate on the suggestion or leave it a bit vague. You can flesh it out and play. Building a backstory with other players. If you're playing with others, discuss your mutual history. Have you known each other for years? Do you have casual links or only now forming as a team? Okay. Of course, your backstory should not prohibit you from working with each other. That's just some darn good advice.
Yeah, no, it's whether it's any TTRPG or even like an improv scene stories work better when you know each other.
Exactly. We're not lone wolves. We didn't take that path. We didn't take that asset.
No, neither of us took the hooded, cloaked ranger sitting by himself in the corner of the tavern trying to look cool with their boots up on the table.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
No.
Okay. Okay, so let me look at what's going on here. What I want. Oh, remember we have a few homebrew stuff made by the community, and
that is very true.
Is the character question. So I'm going to pull it.
Yes, that was one of the ones that I think would be great to have because the questions provide us with opportunities to ask each other questions about our characters, and that might help establish the relationship and could also be check-ins on the characters' relationships as the story progresses.
Yes.
What changes between the two of us.
And some of them are based on some of the assets you chose.
Yes, there are asset specific and then there are also generals.
Perfect. Okay, so general questions. What have I done? Well, I think we can start asking these questions once we have our character fleshed out a little bit more.
I would agree.
They give you short answers. Please bear in mind. Okay. So, so now I think I know why we choose the assets first, like the paths, because then it goes into backstory. And then you're trying to flesh out, okay, so why did you go down these two paths? Okay. So I'll start throwing my ideas out there, my thoughts.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I chose Slayer. I chose Slayer and Kinetic. I think this is someone who was born with kinetic powers, and we established that there are only certain golds who can do that.
Yes.
I think she's probably someone who has the potential to be seen as a god, like you were saying. And I don't think she wants that. I think she knows of sables and probably secretly wants to be more like them.
Because they're like what you would do, but more esteemed.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people see them as myth and legend. And I think she'd rather be seen as that than this kind of all-powerful gold. I think she's very much in the gold mindset. Right now, I'm going to say at the very beginning, there's nothing. She's kind of like Zuko at the beginning. There's nothing to kind of sway her away from it. There's no cracks yet. But that is the goal. That is the arc that I want for her. By the end of this arc, I want to forsake a vow.
Ooh, that's cool.
So, but we're starting off with, she was born with these kinetic powers. I think she knows of sables. I think a lot of golds know of sables and that they're real. I think other colors probably think they're myth.
Yeah, because they rarely are. Yeah, they would rarely encounter them unless they're.
And I think, yeah, she's a little bit jealous. She's a little bit envious. Would rather be a sable, but people would look down on her if she even spoke of trying to be a different color. It is unheard.
You want the most dangerous game. You want to hunt people.
Yeah. So I think that's
people, not just rogue AI.
Oh yeah. And she uses her kinetic power. I think she trains with it a lot. There's no avatar power that's like kinetic.
There was the firebrand, but it's just fire.
Okay. No, I mean none of the avatar powers were kinetic. I think they're all based on like earth or some type earth, air, water, fire. So this is more like Jean Grey type stuff.
Yes, Jean Grey, very much.
Kind of, Jean can do more mind stuff too. Man, if I could do mind stuff, unstoppable.
Yeah, if you had telepathy in addition to telekinesis.
Yeah. So I think that's part of it. I think she grew up like all children, like all gold children, in the schools, learning the mantra, the gold mantra. At this point, she knows it's very important. You do not forsake. You do not ask questions. You get your job done. And I think, if there's like an edge to her, because she's not a blue.
No, as a golden. Maybe there is. You seem like you have an ambition to be famous.
I think that she wants her name to be known, but then but she also wants to be a sable. So it's like it's weird.
Or what is it? Or maybe it's you love the job, but you hate the fame that comes with it. Like you probably are known as
exactly.
As perhaps you want infamy. That is what it is. Maybe you want the opposite. You want to be able to follow your passion for this lot in life, but you don't want to be burdened by the the bureaucracy of it, where you feel as though the sables, they work on their own. They don't answer to anybody, as far as you know.
Exactly. I think that's the perceived knowledge of sables, that of course, they take jobs and stuff, and they make their money that way. I think she has notoriety and fame, and she doesn't want it. And I think part of it is because of the kinetic energy and the powers that she has, because it's very rare. And I think she may have like a secret violet lover.
Ooh, that's cool.
I think that's her vice. I think that's it.
A scandal.
Yeah, I think, because I'm like, what's her little secret? Like, what's the little edge about her? I think the golds they're not uptight in the sense like blues are, but there's like so much rules. There's so much that like you can't do and you can't say, and you have to follow this. It's very much like feudal Japan, if that makes sense. Like honor and and there's reputation, there's ritual, you have to follow. It's like there's so much. Of course you get used to it and you learn the ways, but I think that's how she like gets her release. Like some people go to underground fighting pits and stuff.
Yep.
I think she like goes to a brothel at somewhere in the city, or she has there's like a love hotel or something, or some type of room. She wouldn't want the secret to get out. I don't think it's like she won't be killed for this. I think she's not the only gold who does this for sure. But no, it's not a good look. Not a good.
It's not a good look. Which is another reason becoming a Sable would be good, because then like everything gets like clean slated and you can just do what you want.
Exactly.
Being as perceived.
But you can't turn into a different color.
Nope.
So there's that too.
Yep.
And then, so that is where the kinetic stuff, that's all the ideas just from kinetic. And then I also chose Slayer. So I think she likes being good at her job. And that is, she's searching for people. I'm going to say she searches for people, but she's best at searching for reds. I'm going to say that. So that's where the Slayer comes in, because they're inhuman foes. And if we ever do leave the sector, start looking for, she'd be good at that too.
Yeah, because there would be more Inhumans opportunities for things
outside the sector. So I think she's really good at her job, likes being good at it, just doesn't want any of the fame and like I think she tries to get jobs done like really quickly.
Yep. Yeah, she probably just don't like the politics of it.
Yeah. And it's just like, there's like so much red tape. And I think she thinks like, oh, Sables, they don't have to like, they could just do whatever they want. They could go and capture and freaking.
They can decide someone is really not, serving the society and just get rid of them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Last thing I'll say, what's that thing in D&D? The little moral boxes or whatever?
Alignment.
Yeah. What is her alignment? At least what is her starting alignment? Right?
I think we both, I won't speak. I'm trying to think. It seems like we're both at least somewhere in the lawful category, because we're trying to follow the code of or at least neutral, nothing chaotic. I don't think
lawful neutral, you think?
Lawful neutral, where you won't really bend the rules, but you follow them and will help protect them, and to the T. Lawful neutral is someone who follows a code and does not bend on it. If that helps you, find it.
There's lawful neutral, and then there's true neutral.
Which is just, you are just generalized. You do what you need to do. You don't get emotionally attached to anything.
Is that true neutral? And then there's lawful neutral. I think she does follow the law, but then there's that thing of she does have the secret violet lover on the side. So what would that mean for her alignment?
Perhaps it would be true neutral, because perhaps you do your job, you don't ask questions, you have your own personal things, but you don't try to make waves.
Is that true neutral?
More or less. It's the I'm on nobody's side because nobody's on my side sort of thing.
Okay, so that's me. I don't know what her name is though.
Name is towards the end.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So that is...
You do not need name until towards the very end of the steps, which is great.
Okay. It says keep it simple. There's no need to invent an elaborate history. You can discover more about your character through play. And I think that's what we will do. I think I came up with a good amount, unless you have any other questions.
I was thinking about how we could have some sort of relationship to each other. I'm thinking that my tech lore seeker, I think he is somebody, again, being an archivist and being an expert, I think the tech part comes in because he works with the people who are supposed to keep the programming of the Reds under control. They all have a specific type of software, and I think that's where we work together, where I would be the one reporting the rogue AI activity. I would be the one that would give you your jobs, at least at first, where it would be a coworker to friends, probably.
Interesting.
But I think
if we can do something deeper, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, I'd rather be closer than that, but that's where that's starting. And I think, because I'm looking at a third potential asset, I think my character has had robotic parts put into his body to keep him alive. And I think being in this weird place of where he has part machine and part human to him, I think his quest is to really find that line between man and machine. I think he wants to understand the people that are trying to stand up for the Reds. He wants to see if perhaps the Reds can have a purpose beyond labor, because now I think because of because of
it sounds like you're closer to defecting than I am.
Yes, I think because he's curious, and I think because of the experience he had, and perhaps when we were younger, maybe something happened.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I want like a flashback scene, like as kids.
Yeah.
Where even then there was like a seed that was planted.
Yeah. A seed. Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, tell me more about your backstory. I started off with the assets. That's where I kind of built off, just explaining why those made sense.
Yeah, let's do Lore Hunter first. I think Lore Hunter I think my character was incredibly academically gifted. I think he wasn't born with any magic or gifts, but he was gifted with a great mind. Like he very much has sort of a polymath sort of brain where he's incredibly good at problem solving.
Yeah.
But it does make him a little awkward with talking to people because he has blue tendencies, I think.
Yeah.
Or perhaps there's a lineage of blue somewhere in his bloodline, potentially. And with that, I think it made him struggle to have friends. Where I think that's where the relationship between the two of us is very important to him.
What? Okay. Siblings? Or no?
I'd be down for siblings.
I was thinking siblings or best friends. Either one, because I could see her kind of like standing up for you.
Let's do siblings.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do siblings. I like that. Because then it really, like, no matter what happens between the two of us, that relationship is there, and that is going to be the thing that comes back every time, whether we're really working well together or we're at each other's throats.
Yeah. That's what family do.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're siblings. And, yeah, I'm very academic. And I think I think he's just always been a curious child whenever he was younger. And I think that may be what got him into trouble sometimes, that he would ask a lot of questions.
Just, curiosity. And if you're not asking the right questions.
Yep. And as a child, you don't know better. You don't know any better until you're fully indoctrinated.
Yes. You'd probably get in a lot of trouble
Yeah. And also, like, being a smart children tend to be troublesome because they're bored. They're not challenged.
Very precocious.
Yeah, very precocious. And he was that child. And I think that got him into trouble, not just with bullies, but also probably with, authority at a young age.
Adults for sure.
Yeah, adults for sure.
They're like, okay, kid, you think you're smarter than me? You're like, actually, I know that I'm smarter than you. Okay. And then what was the other path?
The other one is tech.
Okay.
I think this comes into play where I think it would have made sense that we would have had potentially red serving in our house, in our family home, you would think.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It might probably a blue as well.
Yeah, a blue as well to maintain upkeep of the reds that work in the house.
I was thinking like nurse or nanny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
A red could probably be like the cook or the chef or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could probably be. I think I'm gonna be the one that's a little bit colder to the lower colors at first, and maybe you were always kind of like.
Yeah, I considered the reds part of the family,
which was not good. I think you're not blind to the fact that they're teaching us that they're lower than us, though.
Yeah, I'm not blind to it, but it's also like I always had a kindness of him. And I think also like perhaps I was friends with like the red that was a chef in a way where like I sometimes would help cook, or sometimes if it was having trouble, I've done repairs on it. I learned to repair them by watching our blue work on them. And I picked up on that. And I think now that as excelled to, I help make sure that reds are at top efficiency. I do the quality uptakes on them and the software that's supposed to keep them in check. And then my job is to go in and figure out why they deviate or why they sort of they have their problems.
Okay. Well, is Lore Keeper the right asset for that? Because it sounds like you're going more of like a technician type route.
Well, I think the Lore Seeker might come. Oh, that's true.
Lore Seeker is more like looking into things from the past.
Okay. So then I'm gonna take this other path. Then I'm gonna get rid of Lore Seeker. We're gonna keep tech because I like that. I think that really builds the character.
Yeah.
And the thing I discovered as you were talking about your character, and I think will help me seek this AI humanity thing, is I'm gonna pick augmented.
Oh, there's a part of you that's
robotic,
not human.
You are equipped with an advanced prosthetic, implant, or mechanical enhancement. When you make a move directly aided by that augment, envision how it gives you the capabilities and add 1. On a strong hit with a match, your augment exceeds expectations. Take 2 momentum. On a miss, it's broken and I have to repair it, or spend 3 repair points. Spend 3 repair points to bring it back to working condition. And then if I advance that, I can get a second augment.
Someone said he's asking why, when all that tradition and ritual is being taught to them. Does he get a lot of because that's how it is from the adult golds, which really isn't satisfying? True.
That is true.
Not a good answer.
That answer's not good enough.
I mean, no one likes. Yeah, nobody likes the because I said so answer. I'm sure there are some, lore holders who would be happy to teach you and answer all your questions. Which is on a meta level, we know what the real truth is. But they would teach us the contrived truth.
I'm torn. I like that, and I like the backstory of the augment.
I like the augment. I was thinking maybe you had some like birthing issues. Maybe like an arm came out a little bit smaller than the rest of your body, or a leg or something. So you always had this piece of you that was never like really you. We, of course, had the money to fix it. That's just one idea. But I was like, okay, how did he get this augment? That's my idea of like, how did he get this?
I think, either that or some sort of terrible accident happened.
Or an accident,
Yeah.
Or an accident. It could have been like a bad run-in with the red.
Yeah, it was a rogue red that happened when I was a child. Like, when I was a baby, I think.
Ooh.
And I had to get like a lung and a new arm put in or something like that. Something very intense that I've had since I was little.
Our parents would hate reds.
Yeah.
I think I would probably look down on them. I probably like holding this grudge for what happened to you.
And it was the cook. The cook did it.
On accident?
The cook did it on accident. Because I thought I could fix something, and no one knows that it was my fault. Oh my God, that's it.
The cook took the blame, bro.
Yep, I think that's it. Well, even though I said it was my fault, it didn't matter.
Nope. It did not at all.
A red harmed a gold.
Oh. That's
brutal.
Rough. That is brutal. And I think, the entire family does not like reds. Probably even more excuse not to like reds. Maybe the parents already looked down on them. And then when that happened, just fueled the fire.
Yep.
And I think I was just like, little kids are like sponges and very impressionable. And I think you're more forgiving, even with what happened to you.
Yeah, because I know he didn't mean it.
But nobody like really believed you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
That's sad, and that's great. And I think that's a driving force for him to be like,
yeah,
reds deserve better in their existence.
So my arc is to forsake my golden vow. But like, it sounds like you're already there. It sounds like you're already ready to like join the revolution.
I think his vow is to try and find a way to give reds a better place in society.
Yeah.
But I think it's difficult because of the rules there. And I think I wouldn't be forsaking my vow. I would be progressing if I would have potentially flip to learn more about the rogue people doing stuff. I would just be putting myself into more trouble, more harm.
Right. I think that's probably a point of contention between us. I think you don't like how harsh or cold I am.
Yeah.
Towards
I know you're
lower colors.
Yeah.
And I'm good at finding them.
It's like, did you really have to obliterate the entire upper torso of this red? Did you have to do that? No, you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this arc could be about, there has to be something that kind of like sparks something for her. Like what, like by the end of this arc, like forsaking a vow is like a huge deal.
That is a huge deal.
Turning your back on gold is unheard of. Like a gold, like forsaking that life, it's no small decision. Like, does it happen even in this arc? I don't know, because it's such a big thing. And again, I'm going to go back to Zuko. Like, even at the end of season 1, he's still very much like on his goal of like, I need to satisfy my father. Yeah, like it's not even until the end of
my family. Yeah, all that
honor stuff. That's still going until like the end of season 2.
Because he realizes he had the honor with him all the time, all along.
It's the honor that you made along the way.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And I need my Uncle Iroh moments, and I don't know who that is. Could be you.
Could be me. Yeah.
But I don't want to be main character. Like, I want us both to have our arcs. So I know that mine is to forsake my golden vow. Will it happen at the end of this arc? We'll play to find out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, at the end of this arc, it could just be that like I have the thought, like the seed is planted. And that's a step.
My goal is to elevate the Law of the Seven.
Elevate the Law of the Seven?
Elevate it for the Reds.
Oh.
Because I personally think that, my character believes that society would be doing so much better if they gave Reds more privileges, if they gave the Reds more to do, and they gave Reds more say, potentially.
So you are like actively and outwardly advocating for Reds?
I don't think he's outwardly doing it.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, you would probably be like jailed or something, because they're always trying to suppress it.
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to perfect a program to put into the Reds that could like remove all traces of anomaly, remove all traces of like the problems, so that if he can present something like that to like the tribunal or whatever we have, if he could present that could be like, oh, maybe we can give the Reds more privileges, more to do. I think he's trying to do it within the rules. And I think what's going to happen for his journey is that he's going to realize, oh, if I really want to do this, I'm going to have to break the rules. And I don't think he's going to start there.
Yeah.
But I think that's where his whatever we're going to throw in is going to lead to.
I like it. I like that this arc is just about learning that this initial method isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
That you're like, oh, like I think you have like altruistic like ideas, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to make this what's the word? I'm going to make this program, and it's going to help all the Reds. They're going to get better.
I'm going to track down. I'm going to track down the source of the anomaly within their circuitry. I'm going to track it down, and I'm going to find a way to make something where they're immune to it. I'm going to make it so that they are perfectly protected within their circuitry, so that they can be trusted with more.
Yeah. And I think that like this tribunal and this AI, the architect, I think it's not like, this is not going to be easy. I think our arcs are just like step 1 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what they should be.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to make sure we're clear on that. Like at the end of this arc or this season, it's like it's just a blip in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is just like learning that like Reds they should be treated with respect or something. You know, we'll see. How we get there, I'm not sure. I guess we can talk about it a little bit more, but yeah, and yours is you have this like great idea. I don't know if you're super blurry.
Oh yeah, let me fix that. I don't know why my camera does that.
Might be heat.
It might be the heat.
It might be, I don't know.
But yeah, once I read, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, sounds like we got a good backstory. What would be his like alignment if you were gonna choose one for him?
I think he's neutral good. I think he doesn't want to make trouble, but I think he wants to make life better for his peers and for things around him.
Okay.
But he's not going to break the rules. He's not going to cause trouble unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he sits, because he's also, I think because he had a brush with death, he's a little more cares about life a little more, even the lives of AI. So like how that incident caused you to like destroy all robots, mine was like, actually, we can fix this better.
Oh yeah, that's where we kind of like split.
Yeah. As far as ideals.
Yeah. So you are the Harry Potter of alignments. Looking at my alignment chart.
There you go.
I'm feeling that I'm older. What do you think?
I agree. I think that works.
Okay.
I don't know by how much, but
probably like somewhere in the 3 to 5 year range. Dare I ask what happened to the cook? Oof.
He was retired.
He was retired. That's what our parents told us.
Oh, maybe that's why you want to be a Sable.
Why?
Perhaps during the incident there happened to be a Sable that's.
Oh, I saw one for the first time, and they look freaking sick, bro.
Yeah.
That's kind of sick. Am I creating a psychopath?
No, I think you think that you think they're a superhero.
Yeah, I think. Okay.
I don't think you realize how like twisted they actually are. I think you think they're superheroes.
Yeah, I think she saw one. I think just like in her kid brain, I think she saw how cool. Like I think she saw a female one and saw how cool she looked.
Yep.
And that made such an impression on her. And she's like, "Oh, and they take down reds." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then
easily take down reds.
Yeah, and I think she wants to do it that easily and be better at it. And I think she probably had some issues with her kinetic powers when she was younger. Had to do some training to control it, contain it, learn how to use it.
Yeah.
So I think she probably hurt you a few times on accident.
Oh, yeah. But if there's metal parts on me, I'm fine.
Yeah. So, so what part of you is replaced?
I was about to say, I'm wondering if it's maybe either like part of this chest here, or what if it's his eye? The chef.
You want it to be seen? Like
yeah,
you want it to be like seen. You want it to be a visible thing.
Yeah, I think it's a visible thing, and I think that also like makes him like will serve more of like him struggling to really connect with people because of it, which is why it's so important he maintains a bond with you. And whatever like key NPC I potentially make.
Yeah.
But I think he puts a hood up, like he puts like visor, like a sunglass visor thing on to kind of keep it hidden. But I think the chef potentially like severely burned the part of this part of his face, and this part of his face is a metal eye, and then like gold plating, like a gold a golden.
What they did back in like what is it, the Renaissance era or something? People would put a
World War I.
Yeah, they would put a plate on their face to cover.
Yeah, for when they like their face blew off. I think he has something like that on that side of his face.
I think it's like a new set of skin. I think we have that type of technology.
Yeah,
but it's probably like gold in tone as well.
Yeah, it's got a golden hue to it. It's like it looks at like my normal face would, but there's a goldenness to it.
Yeah, you can see a clear line, line that it's like a puzzle piece. So it like kind of squiggles up, and then your eye is cybernetic.
Yeah, the eye is completely cybernetic. And I think that would benefit when he's working, when he's researching, when he's gathering information, and that's something that's just there.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Tarla said that I made an augmented character yesterday. Sounds like the one I made yesterday. Listen, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
What age are we thinking?
I'm thinking maybe like the several years into perhaps their adulthood after finishing whatever insert academy here, so maybe like mid to late 20s.
I'll say
been working professionally.
Yeah, she's been working professionally. I'll say she's 29.
Okay. And perhaps my character's like 25 or 26. 26. Let's go 26. So 3 years between the two of us.
26. And are you... Huh. Because you said you're a techie.
Yeah. I work in I work in robotics.
So you're... Okay.
Robotics and like cyber like security and things.
Right. And your eye probably has a lot of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he makes it look really nice. He adds cool stuff to it.
Yeah, you probably have a lot of cool tech stuff that you've like upgraded it and can see all this cool stuff. Okay, so 26. So you're not like, you don't hold like huge sway over things. I think people still see you as like a child.
Yeah, he's still I think he's only been working professionally for perhaps a year because he stayed in academy longer to understand more about the cybernetics and more about all the tech work that needs to be done on the golden platforms, and then benefits the rest.
I think I also had like private classes with a couple other golds who also had kinetic powers. I think there's not much.
I think it's a very gifted thing.
Yeah, I think there maybe is one or two more. There's probably one person who's like older, like 60s, who is like one of the teachers. And then there's like one other student. I was thinking of creating like a key NPC who's also a kinetic person.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That she's close to. But okay, so I think we got step 3 down.
Yeah, and I think we were starting to get into step 4, which is to write your background vow.
Ooh, okay, so explain that a little bit more.
Sure. Next, you're going to envision and mark down a background vow to represent your character's primary motivation and ultimate goal. We want to envision the vow. Consider what you know about the setting and your character so far. What nagging ambition, aching need, or sacred commitment is driving you? This is your background vow, and is part of your character's history, sworn months or years ago, and can be tied to your backstory and represent a deep, lifelong goal. Fulfilling this vow will not be easy. It is the epic vow, so every opportunity to reach a milestone is just one small tick on it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this one.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about it.
Okay, wait. But when I say I want to forsake a vow, I'm forsaking this one? The background vow? Yes, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you'd be swearing a new epic vow.
Exactly. Okay, so that's why it's such a big decision.
Oh, yeah. That's why
it's such a like, this is not no small feat. It's kind of like, I can't think of anything. What else is like just as important in real life? I don't know. Selling your dog. I can't think of anything. But like, just, it's these crazy big, like, you have to sleep on it. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, moving to a new country or something. No, it's even deeper than that. So this is okay. This is the background vow of where our characters are at as of right now, as a gold, completely indoctrinated, but you have your kind of, you are what you said, neutral good. I'm true neutral. So we have to think of it in those terms.
Yep.
So mark down a background vow. Consider what you know of the setting and your character thus far. What nagging ambition, aching need, or sacred commitment drives you? Oh, this one's interesting. This one is interesting. It says, can't think of a vow. If you're having trouble coming up with the background vow, try rolling on some oracle tables for inspiration.
Ooh.
Should I try rolling?
I mean, absolutely. I already have an idea of what mine is. I think it's to.
Yeah. What do you think?
I vow to elevate the lives and duties of the AI community. Basically, just simplify. Elevate their lives. I want to make it better for them.
I think, though, okay, this has nothing to do with the background vow, but I think this is a point of contention, like I said, between our characters. And I think if you ever like bring it up, it starts like arguments because she's actively working against that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you would no, stick with it, but like just know that like there would be, that's the main thing. If you know that
my second background vow is to make my sister like robots again. I think that's the deep thing. I think that's why he wants to do this, because he's like, I see how much this incident has made you so angry and bitter. And if I can be like, hey, they're actually not bad, and it's okay. I think.
What's your secret? Because mine's I have a secret violet lover. What's yours? You have a secret red best friend?
I think so. I think he does.
What if I have to go find them?
Oh God.
Okay, we'll talk about it, because I have another idea.
We're jumping. Yeah.
We're jumping. I have another idea. Okay. Character role, character goal. So let me roll 2d10. It might not mean anything at all. 37. Gain knowledge.
Gain knowledge.
And then you can also roll an action and theme. 297. Action. Let's see. That is 4. So effect. 67. Effect. Prophecy. Effect. Prophecy.
Effect. Prophecy.
Effect. Prophecy. And then I forgot what the character goal is. And then effect prophecy, and then I rolled for character goal, which is gain knowledge. I don't know if she's trying to gain knowledge. I don't know if that one really fits.
Well, no, I think unless you want the knowledge as to how to elevate yourself to become a sable.
No,
yeah.
I rolled 87, and then it said roll in the action and theme table, which I already did. I think she knows deep down, unfortunately, that she can't change colors.
Yeah.
I think just being famous is just more annoying. I don't think it's big enough to be an epic background val. Yeah.
Well, you said you were taught by like a very skilled mentor.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's to start your own school, so that way you can teach people to go out and do it, so that you don't have to anymore.
No, I don't think she is up for teaching. I'll roll again on the action and theme.
Go for it.
I dropped my dice. Sorry, Echo. my little doggy just jumped.
The sparkly rocks ran away.
Okay. 38. Eliminate. 30. How did I roll 38 again? That's funny.
Wow.
Eliminate freedom. What if mine is the exact opposite of yours?
Oh my God. If you want to forsake that, that's huge. You want to eliminate the corrupted AI from
mine's the exact opposite of yours. So what's yours?
My vow, as I put it, is I vow to better the lives of the AI community.
Mine's the opposite.
You want to remove them? You want to destroy the AI community?
Has it
further
affected
subjugate
her?
them?
Yeah, like I think she knows that we still need them.
Yeah.
I think she's working to actively like make their lives harder.
That makes sense.
And how do I word that? I
force the AI into permanent submission.
I think has she heard of like rumblings of rebellion?
Oh, that could be it. You want to snuff out a red uprising. Or if I find out about that, I'd be like,
That I like the word red uprising because the first book of that novel is called Red Rising.
Yeah. Kill the book you love.
I vow to kill the book I love. So what should it be? Should it be I vow to, and this is her, she's like going all in.
Force the Reds to kneel.
Aren't they already kneeling?
That's true, they are. Break the backs of the Reds.
Interesting. We're heading in the right direction. Is that like, but she's true neutral. Like we're getting into like lawful evil.
Yeah, that is a little.
Is she lawful evil though?
I mean, lawful evil isn't like lawful evil is. As far as like the evil alignments go, I've always seen it as that's the person who wants to succeed personally and does not care about like
how they
causing problems for others.
Yeah. Okay, but according to the Harry Potter alignment chart,
okay,
that is Dolores Umbridge.
And she's very much lawful evil.
As much as I hate Dolores Umbridge, and
oh god, yeah, but she's the epitome of lawful evil.
Yeah, and I don't want to like.
Don't
the actress who played her truly made me hate
that character.
Her. Yeah, and it would remind me of Samuel Jackson in Django Unchained, where I was like, "Oh, I hate you so much."
You just love to hate him.
Where you're like, "This is acting. This is truly you have disappeared. You've turned into an evil, heinous person."
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go that far, and I think the alignment table's suggestion. Anyway,
it is.
But my vow is, I don't want to say break the backs. Snuff out any red uprisings. I don't know. Something like that. Something in that realm. I think that's what they're always, I don't know. I think maybe golds are always kind of like afraid of that happening.
Oh yeah, I think because there have been because the reds, despite the fact that they're at the lowest, I think because they're AI people, they are super durable, super strong, super fast. And if they really did rise up, they would be a really bad problem.
Yes.
So I think there is a general fear that when what you're doing as a job is to keep that from happening by getting rid of anomalies. So perhaps it's to pacify the reds.
That sounds more like your
I'm
vibe.
like pacify them.
Yeah.
Subjugate the reds, neutralize the reds.
Neutralize a good word. It doesn't mean murder.
Not necessarily.
Oh, it has to do something. It's in that world. It's like
if you have the general vibe, I guess you don't have to have like if you know like the general idea of what your vow is, we can find the words for it later.
Figure it out. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so I'll
opposite of Michael's.
I'll write that down for now. Opposite of Michael's. Okay, something to do with like making sure the reds never rise above a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
Never making sure they never rebel or cause an uprising.
Break the core of Red Rebellion.
Is there a Red Rebellion though? Maybe maybe there's whispers of one. Maybe that's
there's whispers and rumors of it.
Maybe that's like maybe that's the opening of the adventure.
Yeah, that's your case.
Yeah. Okay. Snuff out any whispers of rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe you would hear it. You have a red best friend. You said that's your secret.
Yeah, I think it is. I think one of my good friends is a red.
Okay. So I have mine. I will like refine it more and more. What's the next step?
The next step, step 5.
Yes.
Board your starship. Take the Starship command vehicle assets. This is your interstellar spacecraft.
Ooh, okay.
The default marked ability provides basic functions to the ship. You can claim the other two when you advance through legacy. Playing with your allies, you share a starship, which is I think we would be maybe our family's ship.
Yeah. Yep. But we don't know our family name just yet, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But
it doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to have that name.
Yeah.
No.
Well, then we don't have to. If that's the case, we don't have to roll to give the starship a history. I think we have. Let's see.
Unless there's any here.
I think inherited from a relative or mentor would be the one. I think we inherited it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Who owns the starship? I think it's is it joint custody?
Yeah. Unless it's like it goes.
Unless
to
it's
the
under you
oldest
because you're
thing.
the oldest. Unless it's yours.
I was gonna say that unless it's like it goes to the oldest type thing.
Yeah, I think it's yours, but I also take care of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Why can't we both have ships?
Yeah.
What?
Well, here's the thing. We could have another ship within the ship. Remember?
That's true. But listen, I feel like we would both have starships, but like roleplay wise, we can both have starships. And then when we like travel together, this one's technically mine.
Okay, yeah, I think we have like planetary ships that we own.
Yeah.
Like planet side, but then when we're going into deep space, we have one ship we share.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not constantly like borrowing mine to go downtown.
Yep, I have my own. Yeah, I have my own way to get downtown.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else? Who owns it?
Envision the starship. Important aspect of it. We could either roll for it. Although some of these are like damage and things like that, I don't think the ship would be damaged. I think it would be like in the best possible shape.
I do believe so. A lot of them are damaged.
Here's one. Looks defenseless, but the exterior panels open to reveal weapons.
Ooh, yeah.
Perhaps it looks very unassuming, but then it turns into like a starfighter.
A freaking kill machine.
Yeah.
Yep. Love it. Looks defenseless.
Yep.
I think, you know what? I think she likes that because it reminds her of like, man, if Sables would have a ship, it would look like this.
Yeah, it hides in plain sight.
Yeah.
And then we have to give the starship a name.
Okay.
I just thought of one. But you could tell me no.
Let's hear it.
The Gilded Hammer.
It sounds too fantasy.
Oh, that's true. It does.
It does sound like a fantasy tavern.
It does. Maybe that's where my naming stuff tends to drift.
Yeah. Hey, it's your TTRPG sensibilities.
It truly is.
Oh, okay. There's a starship name oracle. Let's see.
Okay. Roll on it.
That's what the oracles are there for.
Yep.
Okay, starship name. Roll. Okay, stop spinning. Oh my god, I'm dumb. The line on the 6 and the 9, which one represents the 9?
If it's the 9, it's represented on the stem.
Oh, okay. 97. Venture.
Yeah. Nice and simple.
And it sounds classy.
Yeah, it sounds classy.
Okay. We cool with venture?
All for it. I like that.
Or the Gilded Hammer. He sounds like a
dwarven.
It does sound like a
blacksmith shop.
Yes. Venture.
Be a space dwarf one day. Who knows?
Yeah, why not? Name of ship. Okay. Ship is done.
Yes, it is. We got that one done very quickly.
Yeah, that was quick.
Next is choose your final asset. Now that your ship is ready, pick your final asset. This time, you aren't limited to just path. You can pick module, support vehicle, or companion. This is where I'm saying if you want to look at the companions, you maybe could have like a bot that helps you track down the guys, unless you are so anti-robot.
Oh, she's not that anti-robot.
Maybe just anti-AI.
She's anti like AI, yeah, reds. Yeah. Oh wait, do we want to ask any character creation questions or no?
As far as
there's like general questions. What have I done to earn your trust?
Oh yeah, let me pull those up. Just had those up.
Why are you helping me with my background, Val? Oof, I don't think you're helping me with mine. And I don't think I'm helping you with yours.
No, I don't think so. Oh. For the augmented question, why did I feel the need to augment my body? Because half of my face and my eye was burned away.
Yeah. Actually, because we're at like the 3.5 hour mark.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining. Do you want to do these questions like on Discord? Like,
yeah, we can do these on Discord.
The fleshing out stuff? Further?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I do want to flesh out stuff further, but we probably don't have to spend another hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So choose a final asset. Modules to enhance your starship.
Yeah, stuff that could be in the ship.
Right, a companion or another path. So let me look at the other path, because I know that I know that I like sleuth. When you swear an iron vow to solve a murder, disappearance, theft, or other mystery, make the rank. That one is still kind of calling to me.
Then I think you should. If none of the other things are calling to you, then go for it.
Okay, but we didn't. Okay, haunted. You're haunted by the spirit of someone whose death you caused or mourned. Yeah, I don't think she caused. Well, she's not. She doesn't feel bad about if she has to take out any reds, so I don't think she's haunted.
No, that doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah. Okay, so I haven't looked at the other. I don't want a support vehicle. That's fine. Okay, companion. Okay, where are the companions? They're at the top, right, of the list?
Companions are towards if you're on the sheet, they're towards the bottom. They're right after the paths. They should be next. So you have the Banshee, Combat Bot, Glowcat, Protocol Bot, whatever a Rockhorn is. Or you could just have a generic sidekick, a Sprite. That's interesting. What are Sprites doing? Are we just talking no fantasy? Survey Bot, a Symbiote. That's interesting. Utility Bot, or a Void Glider. That's interesting. Those are all very cool.
Okay, but also a Glowcat.
Yeah.
Okay, because a Glowcat perceives the inner emotions and intentions of people. Now, and creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So I was about to say, reds aren't perhaps people technically.
Perhaps you've trained your Glowcat to read the intents of AI, or at least of the reds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly. Oh my god, it's the Lion Cat.
Okay, let me write down Glowcat for right now. I'm kind of vibing with it. I believe someone said don't take a sidekick in this game.
I believe it was either Nick or Matt that told us. One of them told us. But then they also told us to do everything random.
Yeah, so they're also listen. Okay. Rockhorn. Rockhorn.
It's like a little rhino guy. Little space rhino.
It is a little, oh my god, a little space rhino's cute. I just think I'm thinking of this badass character, and when she comes up with her Glowcat, you're scared.
Yeah.
And also, it's another thing that doesn't make her conspicuous, even though she wants to be, but she has this freaking Glowcat.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I want to be sneaky, and then the cat's right there.
Now.
Void Glider. What is that? Void Glider. A cruise is in your starship's energy wake and help guide. Oh.
It's like a space kind of thing.
It's like a space whale.
Or a space manta ray.
Yeah. Utility bot. Utility bot sounds like it's right up your alley.
Yeah, I was looking at the different bots here, and I think I'm gonna flavor that the bots are like a thing that is always with me, and then kind of attaches itself to the metallic parts of my body.
Yeah.
To enhance things.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Let me just see. I'm gonna look at the difference between them.
I'm looking at your bot. Your survey bot scans the path ahead. There's a symbiote. You're physically bound to a being with 2 health. When you make aggressive moves while giving yourself to the symbiote's power, add
plus its health.
Add plus
its 2
health.
bonus.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to be Venom?
That's what that sounds like. Let me look at the other stuff you get. When you level up, when you compel, the Glowcat's reactions will help guide your approach. You may reroll your action die. When you endure stress, the company add +1. You use the threat when no one fights at your side. When your combat bot companion fights at your side, when you strike aided by the bot, add +1. If you clash, take +1. I can see her I can see her using a combat bot and a Glowcat.
You're just decked out to handle AI.
Yeah, but I think the Glowcat makes more sense. Like being able to perceive inner emotions and intentions of people and creatures. And I would include creatures in the red category. I would say the AI is a creature. At least that's how she sees it. I think you would see AI as people. Like you would.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Glow. I'm gonna go with Glowcat. It's calling to me.
Yep, do it. I think I'm gonna go with the utility bot.
Locking it in. Yep, those make sense.
Companion helpful tools when you make it gives me bonus to disassemble devices, and then as I get to more of it, when I repair stuff with the bot, I get bonuses, and then when I check my gear to see if the bot has a specific tool available, I can,
Okay.
I've decided what it looks like, but we're just gonna go with that, just so we lock it in.
Lock it in. I'm gonna roll on a character name for Glowcat. Do I have a D20? I do have a D20. Let's see.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
It's out of 30. That's fine. 11. Asha.
Ooh.
Okiro. Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
That's scary.
Yeah, would you want to give it a scary name? I mean, Asha was not a bad one.
Asha's not bad. It's not tough enough.
It ain't tough enough.
Argus.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Actually, let me just look at the names.
You could just decide on one.
Yeah. I like Dex.
Dex. We'd love to see it.
I also like Echo, but I also have a dog named Echo. I can't.
Echo, do you want to be in the campaign?
I simply can't confuse her.
I simply must not confuse the two.
I'm going with Dex. DEX.
Cute.
Okay. I got my fourth asset. I got my Glowcat Dex.
Okay. Do I get to name my utility bot? I think I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
What do you want to...
I think I want to call it I want to call it Icarus. I think I want to call it Icarus. Maybe.
Okay, that's poetic.
Yeah.
It's very gold of you.
Yeah, I think it's called Icarus.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to have a way to float around me.
Yeah.
And then when I need it, it comes to me and does what it needs to do.
So you are the sun?
Yeah.
That's very gold of you.
Yeah.
Still can't get rid of that pride, that gold pride.
Oh yeah, you gotta have it somewhere. Icarus.
Okay.
Okay, what is next? Next is to finally set our stats.
Okay.
So, arrange the values across your stats in any order using 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. And those are your edge, your quickness, your heart, your courage, willpower, empathy, iron, how tough you are, shadow, how sneaky you are, wits, how smart and observant you are.
Yep. Okay.
So let's see.
Okay.
What do we want to do here?
Woo!
I think my character's wits is probably going to be his highest.
I think her edge is going to be her highest.
Nice.
I'm making her a type of enforcer type character. And I think Shadow would be too, because she wants to be Sable, but like is not quite there. I think that's what that represents.
I agree. I think my character's heart would be too, because he's empathetic towards, the misery of others, including the AI.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Shadow's definitely a 1 for him. He's not sneaky. He's not sneaky at all.
My Shadow is at 2. I put Iron at 2. Iron is physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, prowess. Heart is at 1. That kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I put wits at 1, even though I wish it was at 2, but I think this lineup makes sense for her.
Sounds like it makes sense. I need to do one more. I think my iron is at 1. I think despite having the augment, I think it's more to protect him and not necessarily be aggressive.
Yeah, no, it's more like a tech thing.
Yeah, it's more of a tech thing. It's not to protect. It's not for fighting necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, so iron would be 1, which then would make my edge 2. That makes sense.
Is your wits at 3? Because I would put
my wits is 3. Actually, wouldn't my shadow be 2? Or I'm not sure, because shadow is also like with hacking into stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what makes sense. And then my edge and my iron are 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Edge and iron? Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I am not that fast, and I am not made to fight.
Okay. If you have a 3 in edge, you often rely on speed and precision in perilous situations. This is true whether you are firing a gun, moving on foot, or flying a starship. That makes sense, because if the starship is mine, I'll probably be flying it more than you.
Yeah.
What's your edge?
My edge is 1, so.
I think we're good, like, counterbalanced against each other.
Mm-hmm. You fly the ship. I keep the ship together.
Exactly. That's a good matchup right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's next?
Number 8, set your condition meters and your momentum meter. So this would be our health, spirit, and supply will begin at 5, which is maximum. And our momentum is set to +2. And that's where it will be for reset.
Okay. So health, spirit, and supply. Health, spirit, and supply are at 5. Momentum
is at 2.
Set your max to +10.
Mm-hmm.
And reset is to +2. Current is +2, I believe. Finally, as shown in your asset card, set the integrity to the max value and the health of your companions to their health max. Sounds good?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, step 9.
Yeah.
Envision your character. Now that the mechanical and background aspects of your character are all set, take a moment to envision their appearance and personality. What their physical look, how do they act, what do they wear? So that's the 3 examples. Look, their looks, how they act, what they wear.
I like to start with height as well.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to play a tall lady because I wish I was taller. 5'6".
That's not short.
I know, but I wish I was 5'8". Okay. I'm gonna go with 6 feet.
Okay.
Love a good 6 feet. 6 feet. I'm gonna say short cropped hair for practicality reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Short cropped hair. Brown skin, of course. I don't think that'll matter for our character art, because that will be like line art that's like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
This is just for me. What does she wear? Probably
like something tactical.
Yeah, it's more tactical and like dark, because she wants to be a sable, and like I don't think she's seen one since she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been by accident.
Yeah. Perhaps as a gold in this way, you could sort of like have your gear look as much whatever you want it to look like, as long as there's an inflection of gold on it. So you probably have it looking very tactical and sleek.
Yeah,
but has flecks of gold.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say tactical, sleek. It has we have a family emblem probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's in gold. I don't know what the emblem is yet. I'm gonna say dark tactical clothing. It's sleek, family emblem on it. I want to say it's actually like a dark purple.
Ooh.
Almost black, and then it has lines of gold.
That's gorgeous and deadly.
It is, yeah. I like it.
Look your best when you're doing your job.
Purple and yellow go well together, but it's a very dark purple. You'd have to have a keen eye to notice it. Of course you do. You have the keenest of eyes.
Yep. Eye.
Yeah.
Singular.
Okay. Yeah, and then I think probably a very commanding presence about her. I know she's gold. But I think she takes her job very seriously.
Yeah. Looks awesome and flashy, but is 100% professional.
Yeah, and then will stand up for her little brother no matter what. And that's not like how she looks, but I think I'm just writing that down. Which is going to be interesting if she ever finds out about your red best friend.
Yeah, that'll be a moment.
that'll be a moment for sure. Okay. What is we don't have the names yet. I don't know the names. Okay, what does your character look like?
I think he's going to be a little shorter than you. I think he's going to be 5'10". A few inches shorter than you. Yeah.
I'm taller. Oh, okay, I'm taller. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be 5'10". And he is very well. I think he's a little more cares a lot about his appearance, and for whatever reason. Just, I think because of the thing on his face, he tries to really look nice. I think he wears a fancy long coat, like for working in the labs, with like several pockets on the inside. But on the outside, it's very flashy, and I think I think he tries to compliment you by also, I think, doing like a flashy purple with flexes of gold.
Well, it's not too flashy. It's a dark purple. Like
okay. Well, he does bright purple.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With flecks of gold, and I think probably has like some adornments for like his station on it.
Yeah.
And underneath, just a fancy, like a nice vest and fancy pants and boots and whatnot. I think his hair, it actually is like of a medium length, and it has a waviness to it. And he tries to keep it that way so he can kind of put some of it in front of that eye sometimes. But when he's working, he would like put it into a big man bun.
Okay. I'm gonna say what she's wearing is like the outfit of an enforcer. Actually, it's a uniform.
Okay.
And I'm getting vibes of think of the enforcers in Arcane and what they're wearing.
Oh yeah.
So I really like that style. So I'm gonna write that down. But sorry, go ahead.
But I think as far as his, he puts it in a man bun when he's doing work, and and I think his utility bot is always floating around him. For whatever reason, I'm thinking it's like a jellyfish with like little tendrils that are always keeping it connected to him. Okay. So then it can pull down and do what it's got to do. Yeah.
Okay. It's like similar to my character's thing in Hanashira.
Yeah. Like your little familiar.
Yeah.
The little bot.
Exactly.
And I think his long coat has a hood that for when it rains, he can put it up, and when he doesn't want to really be seen, he puts it up.
Yeah.
But underneath it also has some more tech on the inside to regulate temperature, like very fancy high-tech jacket. Like that's his thing. And I'm wondering, is it too much to say that perhaps to kind of maybe try to mask a little bit of his eye, that he has a little monocle there? To look regal, or does it draw too much attention to the eye?
I think people notice. I think people notice the eye no matter what.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
Then never mind.
You either have the hair covering it or the monocle. So
yeah. I'm not sold on the monocle, but I think definitely the hair is sometimes is down when he's walking around, when he's working in his lab, or when he's home, when he doesn't have to worry about it being seen. His hair's tied back. I'm getting
Victor vibes in Arcane.
Yeah, very Victor vibes, and
yeah. I'm gonna say
almost like a steampunk Frankenstein, the doctor, not the monster. Like
exactly
that sort of look.
Yes, the monster isn't called Frankenstein, people.
Get it together.
Okay. Looks like we have a good
we are on the final step. Oh no, last 2 steps, sorry.
Final step. There's
2 steps left, but they're both very simple.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, 10 might not be simple. 10 is name your character.
Okay.
And then
let's figure out the family name first.
Yeah, what's the family name?
Okay, so the thing in the Red Rising novels, like golds have like very fancy names. There'll be something Au Augustus, like AU. Like you are of that house. Like Octavia Au Augustus. Something like that. So you are of the Augustus house. You know what I mean?
Like of House Kensington, House
Lysander. Exactly. Yes. Okay, so there's character names, family names.
I like to look at just lists of long last names.
But I want something like, like Vesuvius. Something like that.
Something Vesuvius.
Just something like giving Vesuvius, Let me see. Do you have any ideas?
I'm trying to think. I'm like West something.
Hold on, let's see. There is a list.
Would it be terrible if we called it the West March or the West March? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you
I don't know. My brain thought that was funny.
What?
Don't you ever have a funny thought in your head, and then once you say it, you're like, why did I say that? Now my friend thinks I'm weird. That's the moment I'm having right now.
Yeah, that was like all of the fight in our last Obojima game when when Arcturus was fighting against that weird fishfolk guy. I was like, why am I saying this? Why am I doing this? I
don't get it. How many syllables you thinking?
Like 5. The fancier, the more syllables.
That's true. Let's see. I'm looking through, I have fancy long last names, and I'm just trying to see what comes up that doesn't sound silly. Because I think there's a line with these long last names where it tiptoes between sounding cool and fancy or downright silly.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Thunderbacker. That is silly.
That's Thunderbacker?
Thunderbacker.
Thunderbacker? Yeah, I'd rather go with West March. We have Orion, or Orion, Valcrest, Drakemont, Syndralis, Oryx, Castellan.
The Castellans?
Castellan.
The Castiles?
I don't like Castile. Morvain, Vaynor, Rathorn.
Rathbone.
No. No. Arendral, Calveson, Mirith, Torkin, Aethros, Zerafin, Drosanth.
The Seraphim. Jesus, that's biblical.
Kelvaris.
Kilvaris, that sounds cool.
I like Kelvaris.
How do you spell that?
Kelvaris.
I like it. It's fancy and kind of there's a uniqueness to it. And I think it also is just a cool last name to kind of throw in front of a fancy first name, like something whatever you put before Kelvaris will still sound cool.
I mean, Bob Kelvaris.
Robert Kelvaris.
Robert. Yeah, there we go. We can't say Tim. Kelvaris.
Timothy Kelvaris.
Timothy. Oh, we need like better. We can't have like regular. I don't want the first name to be like regular human.
No, like I said, they still have to be fancy.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go with Kelvaris. How did I spell that? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now First names. There is a table.
What page is that on?
333.
333.
Asha, Daria, Aaron, Aparna, Amari, Althea, Akeem. Argus. Argus is not bad. But I like Augustus. But that's too many isses.
Yeah. Because then it sounds weird when you have that same sort of like inflection.
Augustus Calvaris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Magnus.
Magnus? No, we can't do the isses.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
So nothing can end in S.
No.
We have Cassian, Dorian, Lucian.
Dorian Kilvaris.
Yeah. It's nice.
I like Dorian.
Yeah.
Then you can mock me calling me Dory.
Alistair is a good one too.
Alistair Kilvaris. Ooh. I'm tempted between the two of them. What are you thinking for you?
There's Celine. I always like Celine. Vera, Thalira, Orestia, Nisara, Marquesa, Eris. No, can't end in S. Solon, no. Kaylin, Arion, Rhinel.
What has like a pet name?
I like Celine.
Celine sounds good.
Yeah.
The first one you said, I'm like, that sounds cool. Celine Kilvaris.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it in.
I think I'm gonna go with Dorian, only because I like it's fancy, and it also just makes me think of the whole story of the picture of Dorian Gray with the beautiful face and the whole hidden thing behind the painting of the face. Are you familiar with the story?
No, but I like the vibe.
I will tell you the story another time. But it's a good like little old Victorian story.
Okay.
But yeah, I like that because it's all about like it has to do with his face. But
okay.
But yeah, Dorian Kilvaris. And then the last thing is to gear up if there's any kind of special or unique equipment that they have. But this can be something we can flesh out later too.
Yeah, I think. Well, let me roll. Roll 1d30. I rolled a 6. Call sign. I don't like it.
Call sign. What did you get for call sign?
Bash.
Bash.
Because I think this is the name that people call her. Because I liked what you said. You said something about the hook or something?
Red Hook.
Red Hook. And she's like, why do people... what about Blackbird?
Blackbird's cool. I was also going to say, what about Monarch?
Monarch? Ooh, both those are good.
Yeah.
The Monarch's coming. Okay, we need to flip a coin. I don't have any coins.
Roll a d6, 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I have a d6 right here. So 1, 2, 3 is what?
1, 2, 3 is Red Hook. 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3 is Monarch. 4, 5, 6 is Blackbird.
Okay. 2.
So that is Monarch.
Monarch it is. Monarch is her call sign. Got it. Okay.
I'm gonna roll.
What about you?
I'm gonna roll a 2d10 to see what I get.
It's optional too. You don't have to.
Well, let's see what happens. 64. How did I get overload?
Oof. I don't know.
That's
also call sign might represent your reputation. So I like that. I like Monarch because it does seem regal, but I think in certain cases it can sound scary.
And it also sounds like, like it's a fancy name. It's like part of it, like you like that it instills fear, but it's like it instills fame as well.
But she doesn't want fame.
Mm-hmm.
It's she's in a weird in a weird
part of your
conundrum. Okay. Also, if you feel like you haven't earned a call sign yet, you can leave it blank for now. That's what it says.
That's true. I'm looking at them. I'm trying to think if any of them speak to me for this character.
Yeah, like you don't have to fight too hard for one.
For whatever reason, Spider speaks to me a little bit. Maybe.
Why?
Something about delicate structure. Building webs. But then that kind of goes into deception and stuff. But I don't think I'm
yeah. I would like a call sign that maybe like we came up with when you were a kid.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like a nickname.
Would it be terrible if it was Deadeye?
That's like, I think that's like a thing like a bully would call you. After that happened to your eye.
Yeah, I think that would be. Oh, what if it's Mainframe?
Do you like Mainframe?
I kind of like that because it's like because it could be like, his computer's a brain. His brain is a computer. You call him Mainframe.
I instantly want to shorten it to Main.
To Main.
No, you can say Mainframe. You could be like, I want people to call me Main. I think she would just
call me. Yeah.
I think she would call you Main. What's up, Main?
What's up, Main?
So I believe I take over the sector section.
Yes, Tag, you're in.
Okay. In this exercise, you prepare a starting sector. This area of space will serve as a backdrop as your adventures begin. If you prefer to skip this exercise, jump straight to a pre-generated sector on page 127. Let's just see what they have.
Why not?
I don't mind a pre-generated thing if it's cool.
Yeah, sample starting sector.
Sector name Devil's Maw, region Outlands. Nope, doesn't make sense.
Nope.
I don't imagine that we're out and about right now.
No, I don't think we are.
Yeah, I don't think we're traveling. Well, we are. Well, because the way that we're doing it, we're not like starting the adventure proper. Like we're going to be playing, like we're going to be practicing with these characters first. So maybe we are out. Maybe this is the starting set. I don't know.
Or
maybe we're. Yeah. If you want to play in a more freeform galaxy, you can also hand wave or ignore sectors entirely. Use this exercise if you want some additional stage setting and a local connection for the start of your campaign. Do we want to come back to this when we are about to get to the campaign proper?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, that's what that thought just came into my head as.
Yeah, we can flesh this out when we are starting things proper, because we'll have a better idea of what the world is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Worlds.
Yeah, and like I imagine we're starting off in this grand city or something.
A utopia planet.
Yeah, so I don't. Maybe, yeah. Let's come back when we're starting the campaign proper. We'll meet like a week before and like flesh it out.
That works for me.
Okay, cool. Skip. Okay, back to you.
Oh,
okay.
Well, we could tackle this one together then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I think we both are going to want to pipe ideas in anyway.
Yes. Okay, so I was kind of jumping ahead forward, but I do kind of have notes for begin your adventure. So let me get this back up and running. Okay, so we are begin your adventure. In this final exercise, you'll identify a trouble or a goal worthy of an iron vow and set out upon a sworn quest. So this could be another thing where we meet like a week before, or we could start workshopping some ideas right now and then flesh them out later.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind spending the last some bit of time, like maybe fleshing out some plot hooks or threads that might be interesting to pursue, because then we can do those for when we are doing our practice games, and then we can get a big plot thread to be the big inciting incident for when we do the sector as well.
Okay, an inciting incident is the problem at the beginning of a story that propels the protagonist into action. Everything up until that point is backstory. So I like that, because we're going to be playing through,
we'll be playing a lot of backstory.
This arc, this season 1 is backstory.
Primarily,
So
yes.
it's kind of like a
for the world, yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of playing like level 0 characters in a sense.
In a sense, before we go off into space, we have to settle everything here. Not that it's not going to have its own dangers and things like that. I think it's still very much going to have stuff happen here on the home world. But
for sure. At this point, you may already have a problem or mission in mind for the start of your campaign. If so, jump to page 131. Set the scene. Okay, so here's my idea. Because you said this one time, and I was like, this is a great idea. I wrote it down like a few weeks ago. I was like, we gotta start here. Okay. My idea, and talking through it today, is we have a first mission. You are helping me with this first mission because you're a techie guy. I know that you know your stuff and you know how to help me find people.
I got the tools.
You do. The objective: capture a radical rebel leader who is beloved by the lower castes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember bringing this up.
Yes, I really like that idea. I like the idea of like being forced to spend time with this person on the ship, maybe. Maybe they are... We've already kind of established that the fringes are where like the outcasts and the different colors are intermingling and it's chaotic. Maybe the rebel leader is there, and it has like it trying to build its factions in our sector. Whatever that sector is, we'll flesh it out. So I need my ship. I need to go capture this rebel leader. Is this rebel leader your best friend?
Ooh, is it the best friend? Is he AI then?
I'm thinking it's a red. I'm
That's
thinking that this is the one where I'm like, I'm forced to have to spend time with this person, and they're probably like a genuinely good person. So when I'm talking to them, they are... It's kind of like my mind's getting split because I know how I feel about reds, but at the same time, take away the color, and it's just a good person that is being sent to their death.
To be retired.
Yes, exactly. And so the mission is framed as righteous, necessary. The golds demand obedience. But I'm thinking the rebel is charismatic. They're intelligent. They're very kind. They're clearly a genuine force, like a good force among the oppressed. And by the end of this arc, the question is, am I going to deliver him? And if I don't, then I'm forsaking my vow.
A vow. Yeah. Then it has to be the friend.
You think so?
I think it is the friend. And I think perhaps it's something that my character doesn't know until we get there. Like that I know it's a red. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Because it's a red with however untold number of reds with them trying to do something. So my job is to figure out what rogue AI they're using to potentially infect more red.
Yeah.
My job's to neutralize that and bring them back and figure out what happened. Basically take them apart, analyze them, see what happened, and put them back together to be efficient and obedient. Or if the Gold Tribunal says dispose of them, I would reluctantly have to do that, which I would try not to do.
Yeah. So
and I think the person with the rogue AI signal ends up being my friend, and I wouldn't discover that until later. Maybe.
Would it be interesting if you already knew the entire time?
I mean, that would be cool too. Perhaps he does know, and perhaps he's...
I'm just throwing it out there. You could learn later, or you could know. And you're like secretly doing things to like stop me. You're like trying to like secretly sabotage the... Or you're like...
Oh, no. Or I want you to meet him. I want you to meet him and talk to him. And this was like potentially one of the only times I could do it.
Oh, this is the only way that you would listen to someone like this.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like she's good at her job, and it will be that whole thing of like setting an expedition or something. I'm forgetting the moves, but like... Yeah,
setting an expedition, you're right.
It would be like, what would it be? It would be like formidable or something. I'm forgetting the names of how hard everything
Troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, epic.
Yeah, so I was thinking it would be I'll say, is he's smart? So it wouldn't be that easy, right?
No, it wouldn't be that easy. He's smart. He has backup.
Right. Okay, I'm trying to see what page. That's the thing I gotta memorize is the ranks and like how many boxes and ticks.
Troublesome is 3 ticks. Dangerous is 2 ticks. Formidable is 1 tick.
There we go. Okay.
Something like boxes and ticks.
Yeah. So troublesome is 3 boxes.
Yep.
Per success, and then dangerous is 2. Formidable is 1. Extreme is just 2 ticks, and then epic is 1 tick.
1 tick. Yep.
So what would you say his is at? Trying to.
I guess say it formidable.
Formidable for the entire mission is formidable. That's
for this whole mini arc.
Yes, it's like the mission is to get him, bring him back, to be executed.
Well, he'll be tried first. This is me being the brother.
Right. Yeah, we all know the end of the story. Okay, so we were talking about. You said it would be your. You said it should be your friend.
I think it should be my friend.
Okay.
Because then I feel I would still be complying to following the rules and bringing this person in and following the vow. But I think my argument would be is to try to plead their case when we bring them back. And also get you to hear from him.
I already know what her argument would be.
Yeah.
We'll save it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I want that. I think it'll be fun.
Okay.
Because I think he would do his job. He would do his best to help you. But when bringing him back, he's gonna try and talk it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You probably you're like, I already know
what
she's gonna say.
And then says it.
Yeah. So, do you want to know if it was him like the entire time, or just like when we finally see him?
I think it's better he knows the
entire time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he plays it off like he didn't, but he does.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, so you're saying he knows the entire time.
Mm-hmm. I think he
plays it off like he doesn't.
Yeah.
I think because she's your older sister, I think she would probably notice like if you're hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
You're being a little off.
Yeah.
Your eyes twitching, not the robotic one.
Hey.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, that's my idea for the
I think that's great because we
starting mission.
We can do we make the vow for that. We would do the expedition to get out there. We do how we handle it. However, we can make up the little world he's sitting and holding out on.
Yeah, and we're using Foundry, and Foundry just is really quick about rolls.
Yep. Oracle's right there. We can use that, make it up there. We can decide what sort of resistance he might have there with them.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he doesn't want to get caught. But she's doing everything in her power to catch him. Yeah.
Well, the rule is to bring him back. That was the thing. Is to bring him back, not destroy him.
Of course, yeah. No, she's not. That's not her job.
Yep.
At least not this time.
Yep.
So.
But would she be as merciful to any other AI that are there?
If they get in the way?
If they get in the way?
If they get in the way of her mission?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is there anything else? We kind of have, so we have the inciting incident. That's step 1 for begin your adventure.
Setting the scene would be next, I believe.
If you're playing with others, you will undertake this quest together as a shared vow.
Yep.
We have the idea. Then it says set the scene. Based on the nature of your inciting incident, where will you begin your story? Whatever the location, you have 2 options for starting play. You can begin with the prologue or in media res.
I did like the in media res, but I think it's better to do prologue just because we're establishing the world. In media res could be something we could do in another arc or another season or something.
Oh, yes.
Because we're beginning with everything coming from the beginning. I think it's better we do prologue.
I actually have an idea for the very first episode. I'm not sure if I should share it here or just with you personally. I'll share it with you personally, so there's no spoilers. Yeah. But it's a really
only for me.
It's a really cool idea. Jumping in with a prologue can help flesh out who you are and how you interact with the world. I imagine this first arc is the prologue, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's the chapter 0.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, see, a lot of this stuff start with the prologue. Why are you there? See your character as they emerge. Envision your starship settling onto a docking pad. See, I don't have a lot of answers right now. I want to do like the learning phase first.
Yeah, we're going to do the learning phase first.
See where we end. To set your quest in motion as a response to your inciting incident, make this move. Swear an iron vow. I don't think we need to do this yet.
No, we do. I think we would do this at the beginning.
Yes. Okay. So, and then next steps, depending on the result, swear an iron vow, and then that's pretty much it.
And that's all she wrote. Literally until the next chapter.
So we're kind of like, so what we're at is I'll put a pin in the begin your adventure page.
Yes, and
so we have the inciting incident. I think we're gonna put a pin in step 2, which is set the scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're gonna. So I'm going to.
I think we're leaning towards prologue, but we want to flesh that out.
Yes. Okay. Wait. Do I like TTRPGs or do I just like session zeros?
I mean, you're talking to someone who spends a lot of time on character creation and other TTRPGs, JRPGs, so I get it.
Yes. Okay. Well then, on that note, everybody, have a good night.
Have a good night. Be well.
Echo's right there. You guys can kind of see Echo. Echo, you ready? Echo says bye to everybody. Bye.
See ya, Space Cowboys.